just south of North Lake.
Hey, it's Steph Prince here, and in South Florida, you need an AC team that can deliver in the clutch. That's why my family trusts Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning. As a mom of 3, trust me, when your AC goes down, you don't want to strike out with the wrong company. You want a team that keeps the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps the family cool. And Bob Bradley knows a thing or two about coaching a winning team. He coached his son Bobby all the way to becoming a first-round draft pick, and now he's helping his grandson Trey develop his game. And one thing's for sure, high standards run in the Bradley family. Bob brings that same major league mindset to the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning. From residential and commercial repairs to installations, maintenance, and upgrades, they step up to the plate and get the job done right the first time. And while Bob waits for Trey's call to the majors, he's still delivering major league service every single day right here in South Florida. Call Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning today at 561-793-7497 or visit bradleyair.com.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-7473. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 1063.
WESP Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
20 days to the kickoff of the NFL season. How in the world is Brandon Ayuk still a free agent?
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man, your man could smell it.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
Good people. It is your boy Theo Dorsey. This right here is Theoretically Speaking. It's a Thursday, which is the best day of the week, if I do say so myself. August the 20th. That means 9 days out from the kickoff of college football, 20 days out from the opening night on a Wednesday night opener for the NFL season. Patriots v. Seahawks, a Super Bowl rematch that nobody saw coming, by the way. Curious what two teams could surprise pop up in the Super Bowl this year. And then also we do have some preseason football tonight. Mostly, I would say, you can look away from the NFL preseason, but tonight is the last night in probably, I don't know, the way they're talking, it feels like maybe months that you'll be able to see Fernando Mendoza play football. Raiders v. Texans. Tonight, and the nightcap going to be the Niners and the Chargers. So, yeah, again, if you want to watch Fernando Mendoza play big boy football, you might have to tune in tonight because Brady and Kubiak and Spytek and everybody with the Raiders wants to put the guy on ice, put him on bubble wrap, save him from himself like he's not a big boy. Colin Russo's on the other side of the glass on the ones and twos. And, Colin, you were there for the back end of our ESPN West Palm fantasy football draft. You missed most of the action there, but you didn't miss the grub.
Went for the food, stayed for the food, left after the food. That's kind of how that went. It seems like everybody put together. Yeah, you're right. The 10-team leagues, the teams are very stacked.
So stacked. Everybody had a good team. You checked out some of the teams afterwards, I'm guessing? Everybody had a good team.
I took a look. I mean, yeah, you're right. Every team's got 5 great players.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah. It's hard to have an edge in a 10-team fantasy football league outside of you just take the highest risk players. You go for the Christian McCaffreys of the world, the Jonathan Taylors of the world. One of our first picks on my team was Devon Achane. I don't know what the hell to make of the Dolphins season or whether or not 40 touches a game like Jeff Hafley says he's going to give Achane is actually going to work out or if he's going to wear him out after 3 weeks. But I do know that, it's either going to be a hell of a ride or he's going to be sitting on my bench the whole season because the Dolphins' offense is inept. Either way, it's a 10-team league, so it doesn't really matter.
And apparently the Dolphins had a really, really bad joint practice with the New York Giants.
Right.
And to the point where I believe it's in New York, all the Dolphins beat reporters, it's a shame we don't have Marcel Louis-Jacques today, who apparently were reaching out to the Giants reporters saying, how bad is it? Is it as bad as everybody is saying? Apparently, the Dolphins' offensive line specifically was absolutely dominated by the Giants' defensive line. Apparently, the secondary stunk. There were no major plays. Achane, I believe, had one big play. Outside of that, they got thoroughly outplayed. It's one of those days.
And the worst part about that is it comes on the heels of there's a lot of hype around Caleb Downs with the Dallas Cowboys, who's a safety out of Ohio State, one of the best safety prospects we've seen in quite some time. Don't forget, in the NFL draft, when the Dolphins were on the clock, they had an option. They could have drafted Caleb Downs, who I saw Adam Schefter multiple times on TV this morning compare Caleb Downs to Ronnie Lott. You familiar with Ronnie Lott?
Yes, I'm familiar with Ronnie Lott.
Yeah.
A little strong. Can we get him? Can he play?
I'm just saying.
Can he play one game in the NFL before we throw around the Ronnie Lott comparisons?
I'm just saying.
That's what I would say.
I'm just saying.
Was Ed Reed next after the second preseason game? Please.
I'm just saying that's the comps I was hearing from Adam Schefter. What he could be for the Cowboys defense is what Schefter's saying what Ronnie Lott was for the Niners is what they believe Caleb Downs could be for them. Not saying it's going to happen, just saying those are the comps he's getting based on his college production, his tape, and the early, things that they're seeing out of camp from him. Then I look over in Tampa Bay, and not only is Ruben Bain, former Miami Hurricane defensive end, a wrecking ball off the edge for them all throughout camp, all throughout their preseason action and whatnot. I just saw a video put out of an hour after practice. Ruben Bain still getting reps in. The last one out there on the field, the sun is going down and he's out there getting after it. And it just reminds me that the Dolphins were on the clock and they had three options. Draft Ruben Bain, hometown hero, a guy who is invariably going to be a pro and a good pro at that. And he looks like he's off to a roaring start. Caleb Downs, generational safety prospect. We're getting Ronnie Lott, and he hasn't played a single down in the regular season.
I'm not there yet. I'm not.
But I'm just saying we're getting Ronnie Lott.
I'm gonna hold the boat on the Ronnie Lott. Go ahead.
I mean, what I will say about Caleb Downs, we can hold the boat on that. I do believe I don't know if this still reigns true, but a lot of times people give credit to Jalen Hurts because he was the first true freshman that Nick Saban felt comfortable starting at quarterback. First true freshman that Nick Saban felt comfortable starting in his defensive backfield. And also, I believe he was like the green dot guy for them at Bama was Caleb Downs before he transferred to Ohio State.
Yeah, for 2 years, yeah.
So it's like if we're going to give Ronnie Lott comps.
Excellent college player.
No doubt. If we're going to give Ronnie Lott comps, I would give it to the one guy that kind of earned that kind of honor from the best college football coach of all time. But that's neither here nor there. You were on the clock. Ronnie Lott was there. Excuse me. It's getting to me. Caleb Downs was there. Ruben Bain was there in the Miami Dolphins with Caden Proctor out of Alabama, who before the draft, we heard Saban put out, questions about whether or not the guy was mature enough to be, in shape. After the draft, we have seen him move from now tackle to I believe he's projected to start at left guard for the Dolphins. So it's not like you even got the premier tackle position there. You got a guy that's going to start at guard for you this year. And then today we get the reports that the Miami Dolphins offensive line got dominated at camp in joint practices against the Giants. So I'm just saying, this could end up being one of those graphics. I talk about this all the time. The Miami Heat get hosed for, I believe it was 2021 or 2022. What was the Tyrese Maxey draft? 22?
2022.
Precious Achua at 21 to the Miami Heat. Tyrese Maxey at 22 to the Sixers. That graphic is forever burned into my eyes. I wonder if the Miami Dolphins are going to be feeling the same way when you see Ruben Bain and Caleb Downs go after the Miami Dolphins. More so also because the Dolphins traded out of that pick and got neither one of those guys. It's going to be weird. It's going to be weird.
I don't know. Listen, we could talk the livelong day about whether they needed a generational safety or not. Can't forget they had Xavier Howard sitting there. They did nothing with him. They had Minkah Fitzpatrick they traded for, did nothing with him. And that was before and after he came back.
Right.
They did nothing with those highly touted secondary players.
How many comps did those guys get to Ronnie Lott? That's the question.
All right.
Yeah.
So because of that, I'm not willing to say that they should have went safety over tackle in the draft. Now, did they go the wrong tackle? I guess that remains to be seen. But offensive line. It almost feels like they're doing Malik Willis a terrible disservice by walking him into this season where they're likely going to be terrible. And if the offensive line is terrible, very rarely is the quarterback great. Very, very rarely, right? It's hard to overcome that, and that is what derails a whole lot of Hall of Fame players' seasons. And I'm not saying Malik Willis is Hall of Famer, but there have been better quarterbacks that have struggled behind bad offensive line play than Malik Willis.
Yeah.
That's what makes you nervous. Paid this guy this money. He's getting his first real shot to start, and all of a sudden it all might come crumbling down before you even get a chance to go out there if the offensive line is as bad as maybe what they're saying in camp is.
And it's early, and it's camp.
Can't run away with anything.
Joint practice, and we'll see. The book, the jury's going to still be out on the Dolphins. I don't know how it's an impossible team to gauge because you don't have expectations on them to win, but you want them to look competent, and you want to see some of the young guys flash. So it's going to be impossible to gauge what success actually is this year for the Miami Dolphins. But it definitely ain't looking like crap against the New York Giants in a joint practice. So we'll see how that turns out this weekend in the preseason action. Speaking of joint practices, we still are in the midst of Eagles-Patriots week. Eagles-Patriots week, where it is part of it is not just them having the joint practices and two teams that expect to be contending on different sides of the conference, hoping that this is one of the things that sharpens them for a deep playoff run down the line. It also is the reunion of sorts of the biggest divorce of this NFL offseason, and that was A.J. Brown, this trade, it probably actually got done in February, but it wasn't official until June 1st. But he moves to the New England Patriots to team up with Drake May. There was all of the back and forth. There was all of the hate. There was all of the weird cryptic tweets and remarks. There were the weird locker room reports. And then there was every single offseason for the past 3 offseasons, there's been some kind of heavy dump of sourceless, quotes that some article, ESPN, The Athletic, everybody always gets a hold of something where the discontentment in the Eagles locker room becomes the storyline of the season before they can even kick the thing off. That's now technically gone. A.J. Brown, the self-purported, or I guess the person that they said was the malcontent in there, is now with the New England Patriots. And the Eagles have a new passing game. They've got a new offensive coordinator. Both sides are supposed to be better from this divorce. Here's what I will say. The Eagles better be right about this. The Eagles better be right that they're going to be better off for trading one of the best receivers of our generation because of the chemistry issues they had with Jalen Hurts in the locker room.
Can we reel that back just a little bit?
A.J. Brown's
No.
A.J. Brown's not one of those guys?
No.
Really?
You threw the word. First of all, you're Mr.
Of this generation?
Don't throw around.
I didn't say generational.
Don't
I did not say generational.
That's a dangerous
did
word.
I say generational? Let's go back and did I say generational or one of the best in this generation?
In a lot of ways, that's synonymous, but I understand what you're saying.
Generational is like once in a generation. One of the best in this. Is he not a top 10 receiver of our time?
Little strongly lauded.
Is he not a top 10 receiver of his time in the NFL?
All right, what is the range we're talking about? From 2015 to 2016, give or take, 2016
yeah,
to 2020?
About the past decade of football.
There's a number of players that would take over A.J. Brown in that period. A lot, substantial.
Really?
Yeah.
You want
I would take Puka Nacua over A.J. Brown. Would you agree?
So early.
Early?
It's been 2 years of this, though, for Puka Nacua.
3 or 4. Would you take Puka Nacua over him? The answer is yes. Would you take Devontae Adams over him?
Yeah.
The answer is yes. Would you take Tyreek Hill over him? The answer is yes.
Hold on.
Stop.
Why?
What do you mean, why? Outside of the playoffs, the individual success that he had with the Dolphins and the team success he had with the Chiefs. Yeah.
Like AJ, all right, so yeah, sure, Tyreek Hill, sure.
Fine. Justin Jefferson, you're taking over.
Right? Jamar Chase,
you're taking over.
Yeah.
CeeDee Lamb, are you taking over? That's an interesting one. I kind of agree is overrated. Yeah. The Spick the Jigba, it's a little early.
It's early.
You'll take what he had last year over any of A.J. Brown's years, yes or no? Yes. How about this? The 1 year of Cooper Kupp, are you taking that over A.J. Brown?
See, this is the thing. You're singling out.
Yes. And he was a Super Bowl MVP, too. Yes, I'm taking that.
This is ridiculous.
I'm taking that.
But you're taking
easily.
You're taking guys like, so for the past decade, though, it's been a consistent run of success from A.J. Brown. He's consistently been one of the best receivers of the league every single year in and year out. No matter the quarterback or the team, he's been one of the great receivers that we have in the league. Like,
let me put it this way. I'll take the last 4 years before Antonio Brown lost his mind from 2016 to 2020, 2019. Ridiculous. I would take that before I take 10 years of A.J. Brown.
So what I would tell you, too, is each of these years that we're naming between 2016 and 2026, if you were drafting the top 10 receivers in the league of guys I want on my team, A.J. Brown would consistently make that list. Sure, some of these guys have had higher peaks, but if you go back and look at the seasons that he's had and look at the quarterbacks he had those seasons with, and the run-first offensive systems he's been in since he's been in the league, and all he's done is produce. All he's done is get 1,200, 1,300-yard season.
Now, the one thing about the
double-digit
Eagles,
touchdown.
he's been inversely related to the Eagles' success. He plays great, and the Eagles don't always play great.
Yeah.
The Eagles can play great, and you don't hear from him. That's the one thing that the Eagles felt they were okay with divorcing. You said, I think you led this with, I hope the Eagles are right. I actually hope the other side. I hope the Patriots are right about this.
Well, no.
He has forced his way out of every team he's played for, and it's only 2, but he has been problematic within locker rooms and contract disputes or whatever it might be with the last 2 teams he's played with, and he has been a net negative culture-wise to both teams. And on top of that, he hasn't always been adjacent to team success. They had a good year with Tennessee when he was there when they knocked off Brady.
Really good year.
He was good on that team.
Yeah.
I was a Derrick Henry team, but he was good on that team. Give him that. He has always been on a team where there is an excellent running back or an excellent running game.
Yeah.
Patriots don't have that. Now it gets interesting.
So I agree with you that the running game has also helped extenuate because it gives them less issues in the passing.
Prime Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
I mean, that was great.
Well, he was with Ryan Tannehill still. Like he's
underrated.
Oh my God.
Be fair. Underrated.
So A.J. Brown entered the league in 2019.
Yeah, okay, 2019.
He entered the league in 2019, and immediately his first year with the Titans at 22 years old, 1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns as a rookie. Second year, 1,000 yards again, 11 touchdowns. These are Ryan Tannehill years, by the way. Third year in 2021 was when it kind of went off the rails a little bit. That was when the injuries and the asking out happened.
Yes, he was trying to get a contract.
Little over 800 yards and 5 touchdowns. He gets traded to the Eagles. And then each of the past 4 years, so the first 2 years with the Eagles, a shade under 1,500 yards. Both years. 1,496 in 22, 1,456 in 23. Both of those years, second team All-Pro.
65, 75 receptions?
He was on the MVP ballot. 2022, he was
Curious.
ninth on the MVP ballot.
How many receptions?
88 receptions in 22.
Higher than I thought. All right.
And 106 in 2023. It's not a high passing attack. Not a very high volume passing attack.
What was the last 2 years?
Last 2 years, just a shade over 1,000 and 7 touchdowns each. Second team All-Pro in 24. Again, you can discredit the.
I'm not trying to discredit anybody. I'm trying to offer a little.
No, I'm saying as a teammate, I will agree. It seems like he had some chemistry issues in locker rooms, whether that's on him, whether that's on his frustration with the passing game, or the offensive coordinator or the quarterback. I don't know where that all lies because we're not there, but it seems like a lot of the reporting around it is he could be a bit of a malcontent. Like, he's had a lot of sideshow diva wide receiver moments. I'll never forget him reading a book on the sideline.
Classic diva.
But I like diva receivers.
I don't. I'm a fan. I'm all good.
Most of my favorite
I'd rather
receivers.
a Mike Evans than an A.J. Brown. That's a good one.
That's
Would
fair.
you rather a Mike Evans the last 8 years or A.J. Brown the last 8 years? I'm taking Mike Evans. I don't care if it's 1,100 yards, but the 10 touchdowns and quiet 10 touchdowns and good playoff success, sign me up.
I don't want to decide. Instead of deciding, I do want to get to what A.J. Brown had to say yesterday at the practice, because the weird part about the joint practice with the Eagles and Patriots is seems like the relationship between Brown and Hurts still on the mend. We saw them dapping up today, but yesterday he talked about how they had not spoken, and he also addressed how he feels about the divorce.
No, it's not about no closure or anything, man. It's love. You know, I won a Super Bowl ring with them, and it's always be love, no matter how anyone feels. You know, I love Philly, and I will always love Philly, but I'm here now, and that's where my feet are, and that's what I'm focused on.
I think Philadelphia is an increasingly frustrating place to play because of the level of prying that the Philadelphia media tends to do. And they did a lot of that with A.J. Brown. If you watched his press conference after that practice, there was about 3 minutes of it where he was just getting peppered by questions from Philly people trying to goad him into some kind of conversation about him liking the Patriots over the Eagles, which is their job, which is fine. I do think that A.J. Brown and the New England Patriots are going to come out looking a little bit better for this edition, mainly because whenever there's a departure and it feels like people let chemistry or off-field things get in the way of the actual talent itself, a lot of times I bank on the talent side winning. I look at the same thing that just happened out there in Boston with the Jaylen Brown trade, where they traded him for pennies on the dime to the Sixers. and essentially gave the Sixers both Jaylen Brown and LeBron James in one transaction for a couple of first-round picks and Paul George. Like, the Celtics better be right about this, and I don't think they will be. I think the same thing goes for the Philadelphia Eagles. You better be right about Devontae Smith being able to fill in that role and being a true number one in the void of A.J. Brown. You better be right about Mekhi Lemon, who you drafted out of USC, being able to be a guy that can win over the middle and help add to this passing game. I mean, Nick Sirianni, you damn sure better be right about your offensive coordinator, because this is like the 7th or 8th offensive coordinator that Jalen Hurts has had to play for, and it's because when they do really well, they get a job elsewhere, and they're the Shane Steichens of the world, leading their own programs, or they do so poorly that you underperform and you get bounced by the Buccaneers in the first round of the playoffs, and nobody ever directs their ire at Sirianni himself, who I still wonder, I still ask out loud, what is he there for? If the chemistry's terrible, if the offense is totally dictated by the offensive coordinators he brings in, what is the value that Nick Sirianni is actually bringing to this locker room as a former offensive-minded guy? So the Eagles have more pressure on them to be right about this, because I think no matter how you cut it, A.J. Brown with Drake May in a New England Patriots offense that did well with guys like Diggs and a bunch of, Hunter Henry being probably the second best pass catching option for them. A.J. Brown and the New England Patriots are going to do well. The numbers are going to be there for A.J. Brown. Even in bad years, the numbers were there. I think the Patriots are going to look good for this. The Eagles are going to have to find a way to make up ground without a guy like Brown in their locker room.
But you could also, you mentioned it, there's a steps forward process that was taken just by getting him out of the room, right? There was less of a necessity to make sure he is happy. Devontae Smith won't say anything. Devontae Smith,
he's not. Yeah,
he's cool. He's calm,
chilling.
collected.
He's chilling.
And that might be what the Eagles are looking for. Hurts won't complain. Saquon's usually pretty good about keeping himself out of the way. They got a lot of pros on that offense. The defensive side is a different story. You got a lot of outspoken guys there. But you're right. What you could definitely question Sirianni for how he handles the inner workings of the culture. And the Brian Johnson experiment blew up in a year. And then all of a sudden, Shane Steichen, as you said, was great.
Kellen Moore
was great. Yeah. Kevin Patullo was terrible. So he's 2 for 2. He's 2 and 2. 2 of 4, I should say.
Right.
We'll see how this goes from here. But I ultimately agree. Sirianni's, I don't think they'd get rid of him because they like Vic Fangio there. And Fangio, you don't know if he wants to take over a team again. Fangio's happy just calling that defense and calling it a day.
Such a great hire.
But, if you get rid of Sirianni, do you get rid of him? How's his relationship with Roseman? They've drafted well. They've mostly built good rosters, and they're consistently in it. I'm not sure if it's enough to get rid of him. Peterson and Hurts had problems. A lot of things sort of went awry on the Doug Peterson exit. I don't know if we've seen that with Sirianni and the players, but TBD.
They got Sean Mannion in now, the new OC, and after they hired him was when we saw another hit piece come out about the Eagles, and this time centered around Jalen Hurts and his inability to adapt to a more modern offense and play more under center and throw the ball over the middle and whatnot. It just seems like the one thing that I give pause to around this A.J. Brown and Eagles divorce as he goes off to the Patriots and hopefully greener pastures for him, it does feel like at what point? Because if things go bad for the Eagles this year, who's going to get the blame? It's going to be Jalen Hurts. It's going to be Jalen Hurts. It's not going to be them not being able to make it work with A.J. Brown and putting out a guy that's consistently been a number one option for that offense and in the Tennessee Titans before that. It's not going to be Nick Sirianni, who somehow is shielded by maybe the fact that he's very likable because he aligns with Philadelphia Eagle fans or whatnot. It is going to be Jalen Hurts who gets the brunt end of the blame if this doesn't work out this year for the Eagles and their offense. I do think that on the other side for A.J. Brown and the New England Patriots, who on the other side of this divorce is a team that's coming off a Super Bowl appearance, coming off of really, I would say, a full season with no drama, an offseason packed with it because of Vrabel's, off-the-field decisions. But there didn't seem to be any issues within that locker room between Drake May and the offense, and even on the defensive side. It seemed like a very serene football season. So if there are issues, maybe that gets credited to A.J. Brown. But it feels like this new breath of fresh air. He's entering his 29-year-old season, and he's going to be playing for a coach that he won with and that he played well with back when he was in Tennessee. It just feels like the vibes are going to be a lot higher in New England as opposed to the pressure of the Philadelphia Eagles to now perform without a guy who literally was such a focal point of your offense and your program. We'll see who ends up winning out. But what I could tell definitely on the back end here is the bad blood that was reported and the dissension that seemed to be coming out of that locker room, all of that stuff seems to be reigning true based on the way that they've been interacting here at these joint practices. And this is definitively going to be one of those things that throughout the season we'll be checking back in on. Which side is better off? Which side is better off in this divorce between the Eagles and A.J. Brown? And if I had to bank on it, I'm betting my money on the talent. I'm betting my money on A.J. Brown and the Patriots being well for it. Are you high on Drake May? You a Drake May guy?
I think Drake May had an excellent second season.
I think he'll be good. There's some people that are already ready to put him up there top 5 in the league.
He's good at? He's great at deep shots. He's great at that.
Yeah.
They putting ball in the breadbasket. That's exactly what Brown wants, and that's exactly what May is good at.
This could be one of those. This could be an incredible season between that connection right there. A.J. Brown could be having a career year with Drake May. We'll see. Hit us up on the Baptist Health Hotline. Which side of the divorce do you think wins out here in the court of public opinion? The Eagles, Jalen Hurts and the crew, or A.J. Brown with the Patriots in his new home as he looks to try to bring them back to a Super Bowl appearance, which I think that's the only issue with the Patriots is it's hard to go up from there. Let us know on the Baptist Health Hotline, 888-760-3776. 888-760-3776. The Baptist Health Hotline. Welcome to Pro Level Orthopedic Care at Baptist Health. From sports injuries to everyday aches, our expert team delivers the same advanced care trusted by the pros. So get back to the life and the activities that you love. Learn more at baptisthealth.net/ortho. That is baptisthealth.net/ortho. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Welcome to being treated like a pro in the Baptist Health Hotline. To jump in on the show at all times, 888-760-3776. Oh, look. Another scandal with the NCAA. And not necessarily just a scandal, but more so just a conundrum. Seems like college football and conundrums are synonymous. We'll address that on the other side. He's Colin Russo. I'm Theo Dorsey. We're Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
What's the Anajar and Levine difference? If you're the victim of a car crash, you will always speak to a lawyer. You'll always get the highest standard of care from our dedicated legal team, and we'll always fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve. That's the Anajar and Levine difference. Call our legal team right now for a free consultation. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. Don't wait. Call 1-800-747-FREE.
In office, West Palm Beach.
Tired of being sidelined by a sports injury? Get back in the game with Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Whether you're a professional athlete or even a weekend warrior, you can get back to doing what you love with our compassionate orthopedic team. Experience a new level of care and get back to your best. Welcome to being treated like a pro. Make an appointment today at baptisthealth.net/ortho or call 833-556-6764.
Big week for week 1 of high school football. Let's take a look at the upcoming schedule for high school football presented by South Florida Ford. First things first, the number 1 team in the ESPN West Palm rankings, West Boca. They travel down to American Heritage Plantation to take on the back-to-back state champs. Should be a good one between juggernauts there. You got a top 10 battle between number 4 Atlantic and number 9 Spanish River. That is going to be taking place this weekend as well. How about Jensen Beach? Keep an eye on them as they look to crack the ESPN West Palm top 10. They travel north to take on number 2, Vero Beach, who just won their kickoff against Cardinal Newman just about a week ago. They look to be as good as anybody in the Palm Beach County Treasure Coast area. And do not forget the defending FIT champs. That's Dr. Joaquin Garcia. They make the trip out to the Muck and take on number 7 Pahokee. At South Florida Ford, football players are built tough and your truck should be too. Head into your local Ford dealer or visit Ford.com/local today.
Well. Looks like your well water could use a little help. If you're dealing with hard water, funky smells, or water that just doesn't taste right, it's time to make your well water swell water with Culligan.
Hey,
Their customized water treatment systems help deliver cleaner, better tasting water all throughout your home. And right now, you can try Culligan for just $10 a month for your first 3 months. Serving South Florida since 1936. Schedule your free water test today at Culligan.com.
Need an extra boost? With Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union, you can earn up to $700 each year with a 7.0% annual percentage yield on balances up to $10,000. That's real money for real moments, like a family getaway or treating yourself to something special. Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union. Requirements apply to earn the highest dividend rates. Limit one checking account per membership. Dividend rates and annual percentage yield subject to change. Business accounts do not qualify. Insured by NCUA, official credit union of Florida Atlantic Athletics.
Hungry? Time for a power play at Duffy Sports Grill. We're talking juicy burgers, crispy chicken tenders, stacked sandwiches, and wings tossed just the way you like them, all part of the power play lineup. Big flavor, real portions. Choose your entree, side, and drink starting at just $13.99. So whether you're watching the game or just playing MVP at lunch, make your move with the power play at Duffy's. Duffy Sports Grill. Our game is always on.
Hey, y'all get some more drinks going on. I sound a whole lot better.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
I have an issue with the Akron Zips. We're going to get to that. They had one of the best things going, one of the best I would say ideas I've seen come out of college football in my time. And I think they're screwing it up now. We'll get to that. If your air conditioning is screwed up, messed up, not working properly, EDS Air Conditioning and Plumbing, they could be there for you to help save the day. EDSisyes.com. Go online right now, EDSisyes.com. Tap in with the good people and see the new offers they have that can be essential to you turning things around at your home. They're now offering 0% interest financing for 60 months to qualified customers. And it's not just that deal is great. It's also the people you'll be working with are great as well. They give you quality work that lasts. They have trusted technicians. And EDS stands for Everyday Savings. They're going to get you right for the right price. They're reliable service when you need it, and they've been doing it for 20 years. It's their 20-year anniversary of EDS servicing South Florida. See how they can help you today. EDSisyes.com. EDSisyes.com. Schedule your upgrade today and be happy for it tomorrow. EDSisyes.com. Tap in. Colin, were you familiar, before we get on this get around, are you familiar with the Akron Zips sweepstakes that they have for the Akron football team in Akron, Ohio?
I do know what it is. Remind me.
So, bright idea, by the way. They put this out, I feel like about a month and a half or so ago, but they were selling. Yeah, they were selling their season tickets. They were selling season ticket packages, and the honor that you can have, everybody that bought a season ticket package to be a Akron Zip season ticket holder, you could win. You're entered into a sweepstakes to become an offensive coordinator for a drive. You get to call the plays for the first drive of the season for the Akron football team. And I believe, I want to go to look at their schedule. Akron.
Robert Morris.
Yes. I believe that. Yeah, they're playing Robert Morris. So I would assume a winnable game. I don't know if that's a rivalry game.
Bad team, Robert Morris.
Bad team, Akron. You know?
Bad team, not a good team either, but I think Robert Morris is worse.
The kind of team that would open up the door for fans to call plays for them on the opening drive of their home opener is definitively not the kind of team that you would assume is also going to be fighting for that G5 spot. But either way, this sounded like a great idea because they actually got people interested. I'm sure they had their best season tickets sales in the history of the Akron Zips football program. And recently, they announced the 10 finalists for the job. Call the plays for the home openers. And amongst those 10 finalists are 3 or 4 different famous celebrities / influencers, including Big Cat from Pardon My Take.
And you have a problem with this?
clearly this thing was rigged. Clearly this thing was rigged. My issue with this is I thought it sounds like a good idea. They're obviously doing this for clicks. They put out 10 finalists. Now, they could always do the right thing and have those big names as finalists so they get the clicks online and then end up going with a random Akron Zips fan or somebody who actually bought the tickets in the sweepstakes who isn't already a huge brand. But I do feel like if they end up doing this whole thing and all of these honest, hardworking people who wanted to see their dreams come true, be front and center, be able to throw on the headset, be part of the process of college football. This is something that, like, for the average American, I can't think of too many other, like, honors, especially something like random like this, that is that achievable for the average football-watching American. You get to call Division I football plays for an entire drive, and the whole nation knows about it. Imagine calling the plays and it ends in a touchdown.
Yeah, you shouldn't be able to do it. I
don't. You don't like the idea?
No, I think it's stupid.
Yeah, it's the Akron Zips, man. It's not.
Can you imagine
working
working your whole high school career to go play at Akron, and all of a sudden you got some joker off the street calling your plays, and you're the quarterback, and you throw a pick on the drive that he calls, and all of a sudden you're the guy that let down the civilian calling the plays on the sideline. I can't deal with that. Now, I agree. If you're going to do it, let a fan do it. Think about it from their perspective. Do they want the promotion that Big Cat will provide? Absolutely.
Yeah, they would.
What are your options here? Go with a random guy from Akron, Ohio, or go with, a guy who's going to publicize the team, get people watching. He's going to follow the team the rest of the year, and hopefully sell a couple more tickets because you're getting a branded figure in on the game as well.
Now, there is a world in which this wasn't rigged. I believe Akron has been putting it out there that they did this fair and square. Big Cat tweeted that he actually bought 18 season tickets. So
how many do you think they sold from this guy? I don't even know. Maybe 1,000? Maybe a little less, 500?
I need to see. 4 tickets equals 4 entries. So if he bought 18 season tickets, then yeah, that's 18 different entries.
Right. I'm just thinking, grand total, they had this promotion about buying season tickets. If you buy a ticket for a season, you get entered into the sweepstakes. I'd be surprised if they went over 1,000, but I would say between 500 and 1,000 makes sense. Would you agree with that?
They said they sold out their suite inventory for the first time in program history, and I'm not sure. I'm trying to look up the numbers that they made.
Yeah,
on
they probably won't
season
announce
tickets.
that. I would get, if it's 1,000 plus, it's a super success, and that makes it a little bit more unbelievable that Big Cat is one of the finalists.
Right, exactly.
But I agree with you. They're not doing this by fair and square. They might not give him it, but it helps promotion when he is a finalist.
Another one of the finalists is a dude named Bordeaux, who is a college football content creator with more than 100,000 followers.
There you go. Color me shocked.
But so here's the thing.
Surprised McAfee's not a finalist. I mean, come on.
Here's the thing. Because people now are online want a refund. There's a bunch of random people that also entered and they want a refund because they're like these celebrities. So what I would tell these people, and the more I think about it, if we go to like a 50-50 raffle, Colin, and it's me, it's you, and it's Stephen Ross, and Stephen Ross buys half of the raffle tickets, and you and I put our money together and get about 10 of them, and he wins it, it don't necessarily mean it was rigged. It means that he used his money and influence to get more piece of the pie, and he might have just won.
Using your analogy, if Big Cat bought 18 of the 36 available tickets and became a finalist because of that,
yeah,
he has statistically a high chance he's paid over $500 to buy tickets. Of course, he's got a better chance than most, but I think it's gonna. I would not be shocked if he is the one calling the plays.
It's gonna be Big Cat.
I would agree.
It's gonna be Big Cat. If I had to assume the Akron, especially as they're seeing all of the things that come in for it, it's good. It's gonna be Big Cat. And again, I just think. And you think this is a bad idea from the jump. I think it's an awesome idea because I think that it's an irrelevant football game.
I agree. It's a little unserious.
It's an irrelevant football game.
But it's a bad program. I can't imagine being the coach involved on this.
He's the one that, I think, proposed it.
Yeah, I wonder if it was athletic department versus coach. It probably was coach, to be honest with you. But it's just unserious. It's a little unserious. And it's a little desperate.
It is. It's unserious and it's desperate. How many other Division I football programs that are on a similar level as Akron wish that they came up with this and wish they did this? Because it's been successful. It's successful.
I mean, granted, any team could probably follow suit and see success.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
If a bad team was able to figure that out and then all of a sudden Appalachian State has their FCS opponent that they want to go against and you want to call the game, people are still buying that too.
But then there's going to be the, supply and demand. The more teams that start doing it, the less unique it becomes, the less cool it becomes, the less amount of
Not
people
wrong.
that jump in.
Not
Like
wrong.
Big Cat's not buying this out for every other team.
Not wrong.
So, like Akron, this was a successful maneuver by the Akron Zips. And to continue it as a success, I do think that the celebrities that were chosen as finalists, maybe they should just voluntarily bow out. Or maybe if they win it, they should hold their own sweepstakes with their own fan base and pick somebody else to do it, just because it would be cool to let somebody that doesn't
make
get that
money
kind
off
of
their,
access.
They sell tickets, and then all of a sudden it's a bunch of famous people who get those tickets, and then all of a sudden those people do another sweepstakes.
Just keep it going. It's the trickle down
They work
effect.
that, yeah.
It's the trickle down economy of college football play calling. But definitively, I think it was a great idea. And again, maybe it does spark some ideas. I think about that. I think about the Kevin Jennings. You seen the SMU Kevin Jennings Recovery Center, where they used the naming of a building to retain quarterback Kevin Jennings as a sway. Those are kind of some sharp ideas that I do think that in the world of college football right now, as people are trying to find ways to get more of the piece of the pie of all of the money that's going around or to get advantages in recruiting, not a bad idea to get your name in the headlines, either one of those two. We got to get around on the other side. The real scandal that is shocking the college football world and it involves the NFL will address on the other side here on Theoretically Speaking. It's a Thursday, the best day of the week. That is Colin. It is your boy Theo, and we're Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Transworld Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
Hi, I'm Michael Manzo, owner and founder of Manzo's Italian Deli, and
Stop, Dad. After 20 years, people are tired of hearing your voice.
Yeah, and your lame-ass commercials.
Fresh prosciutto, mozzarella, outstanding.
Oh, please.
There's only one reason Manzo's is voted #1 deli in Palm Beach County for 20 years. Our mother.
She makes sure you prepare everything from scratch using only the freshest ingredients.
Manzo's Italian Deli is located on Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard, right next to Rain Dancers.
Is that a strip club?
No, it's a steakhouse. Manzo's is open weekdays from 8 to 5 and offers free delivery. So stop by or call 697-9411. That's 697-9411.
we also specialize in hot and cold catering for corporate functions and special events.
Just ask anyone who was at my last birthday party.
Don't miss Russo and Rizzo.
I'm going to Jackson Hole, Wyoming with my family. What do you got for us?
Hey, I've been to Jackson Hole. Take 2 cans of bear spray, because you'll miss the bear with the first one because you'll be so scared. So you need the second one in case you're not dead. Don't ever hike alone in bear country. They'll never find you. And the last and most important piece of advice is when you're hiking in the group, make sure you're not the slowest runner.
It's Russo and Rizzo, weekdays at 4 here on ESPN 106.3.
Hey, it's Steph Prince here, and in South Florida, you need an AC team that can deliver in the clutch. That's why my family trusts Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning. As a mom of 3, trust me, when your AC goes down, you don't want to strike out with the wrong company. You want a team that keeps the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps the family cool. And Bob Bradley knows a thing or two about coaching a winning team. He coached his son Bobby all the way to becoming a first-round draft pick, and now he's helping his grandson Trey develop his game. And one thing's for sure, high standards run in the Bradley family. Bob brings that same major league mindset to the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning. From residential and commercial repairs to installations, maintenance, and upgrades, they step up to the plate and get the job done right the first time. And while Bob waits for Trey's call to the majors, he's still delivering major league service every single day right here in South Florida. Call Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning today at 561-793-7497 or visit bradleyair.com.
Big summer flavor is waiting at DQ Grill and Chill. Right now, enjoy the perfect $7 meal deal. 3-piece chicken strips, fries, medium drink, and a sundae, all for just $7. And for $2 more, you can upgrade to the new DQ Blizzard of the Month. Nestle drumstick with peanuts. Bite into choco-covered drumstick pieces, plus peanuts blended into DQ's world-famous soft serve. It's the perfect crunchy and creamy treat all in one. And it's only at DQ Grill and Chill, 4828 Lake Worth Road and US 1 just south of North Lake.
Summer's winding down, and we know you want to enjoy what's left of it. But before you celebrate this Labor Day weekend, plan ahead and know all your options. If you drink, don't get behind the wheel. Instead, designate a sober driver or catch a ride service. And if you are the designated sober driver, commit to staying sober. Celebrate responsibly and remember to drive sober or get pulled over. This message brought to you by the Florida Department of Transportation.
1, 2, get down. Paid the cost to be the boss.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
College sports are turning into such a joke, which hopefully it's one of those things where it's ugly now, and we look back on this 5 or 10 years from now like, man, remember when things were just like incredibly unstable and weird rules were popping up that was disrupting teams and disrupting conferences and disrupting eligibility every other day? Thank God somebody swooped in and saved the day and figured it out. Maybe that guy is the same man who swooped in and revived a middling SEC program and is now trying to do the same thing out in Baton Rouge. Maybe it's Lane Kiffin. Maybe Lane Kiffin has the answers. Who knows? Who knows? Colin, you're not a big Lane Kiffin guy.
Dude, if Lane Kiffin had a fan club, you'd be the president.
I wouldn't be the president.
You'd be up there. You'd be on the board.
Brian Rowitz would be the president.
You'd be on the board. I understand why Brian Rowitz, our content director, loves Lane Kiffin. Brian was on the beat of FAU when Lane was there. Lane was pretty good to the media.
Yeah.
I get that.
He was great to the media.
You have absolutely no reason to love Lane.
There was a Lil Wayne line back in the day. I feel like this is probably when Lane was at Tennessee, where he said, smoke, talk like Lane Kiffin. Whole country in recession, but Wayne different. And I don't know why, but I just love that. And that was probably like a decade and a half ago.
That's
Lane,
a dumb reason to love a guy for 12 years.
Well, no, I'm not saying that that's not the reason why I love Lane Kiffin. I love Lane Kiffin because of the personality that he is within the confines of college football. He's fun. He's enjoyable to watch. Whether he's good or whether he's bad, it's going to be fun to watch the soap opera of Lane Kiffin's life. And Wayne mentioned it back then as one of those guys. He's been. I said that to say he's been a cultural icon for quite some time in college football, and now he's the head coach of LSU, and it's going to continue. He's going to continue to be that guy, and I appreciate that. I'm big on Lane Kiffin, the character. I'd play for that guy any day. Would you play for a Lane Kiffin football? Oh, goodness.
Wouldn't even hesitate to not play for him.
Wow. Would you do hot yoga with him?
No. Even more of a no.
Next
Terrible.
up.
How about East Rutherford, New Jersey? The little bit of a get around here. Giants linebacker Abdul Carter isn't lacking confidence entering year 2. He had an up-and-down rookie season. The former number 3 pick has told his teammates his goal isn't just to become the greatest Giant ever. He wants to become the greatest football player of all time. He's studying Lawrence Taylor and the old Giants defenses to get there. Theo, do you like hearing a young player say he wants to be the GOAT, or does he need to accomplish something more quickly?
No, I'm always all for this. I'm all for players having confidence in themselves and putting it out there, because now you're only putting the target on your own back to back those words. What I don't like is if he says that and then we see the production on the field and then he shies away from it. So now that he's put it out there, I expect Abdul Carter to be that guy. And he was heralded to be one of those prolific, off the edge type players when he came out of college. I will say, 4 sacks in your rookie season in a crowded defensive front in New York, not the way to get it started. I know he had some injury issues there. I thought he did more than 4 sacks in that first season. To be barking like that after that, I would probably wait until he should have waited until like week 7 this year. after a big game, a 3-sack game on a primetime, Monday Night Football game, and then boom, then you come out with that quote. It is a little weird, a little early now.
They're going to have an unbelievable front seven. I mean, they got Brian Burns. I mean, Thibodeau, they got there. I don't know if they love him. They got Carter, and they got Orville Reese. That's going to be a pretty unbelievably dynamic, athletically, talent-wise, defensive front. It really is.
And it makes more sense when you think about how loaded they are on that side, why they were able to give up Dexter Lawrence and move on from him.
But you got the 2 young players on the rookie contract.
Yeah. And Kayvon Thibodeau, as much as hate as he gets, he's a really good run stopper. He just isn't the guy that he was proposed to be. Wasn't he the number 5 pick?
Something like that. Yeah, he was a high pick.
Yeah, it was a pretty high pick to be a guy that's just kind of good in the run game and setting the edge and not really producing outside of that. But Abdul Carter, greatest of all time.
Cleveland, Ohio. James Harden is not going anywhere. The Cavaliers are bringing him back on a 3-year, $97 million contract after he helped Cleveland get to the conference final in the Eastern Conference. He turns 37 next week. This contract's going to push his career earnings beyond $500 million. 4th player ever to do that. What's more impressive, Harden's career earnings or his career numbers?
When you look at the career numbers, when you look at the career earnings, the fact that he hit $500 million, joining LeBron, KD, and Steph Curry, I think almost certainly the career earnings part, the bag chasing that he got, is going to be more impressive than his resume because look at the guys he's paired with. LeBron James, 4 championships, probably en route to a 5th. Considered a top 3 player all time, no matter who you ask, and let's skip Bayless. Kevin Durant, 2-time champion, 2-time finals MVP, and a guy who was the better player on the team when they were teamed up together in Oklahoma City. And then Steph Curry, enough said. Steph Curry, 4 rings as the greatest player in Warriors franchise history and is a guy that completely changed basketball. And then there's James Harden. So the money part of it is definitely going to be the bigger, the more impressive thing when it's all said and done. The issue with James Harden is throughout the entirety of his career, he's been a net negative in the playoffs when it matters most. And he's been out of this world through 82 games. And that is literally the easiest way to become a forgotten player in the annals of NBA history. I don't think we're going to be talking much about James Harden 20 years from now, outside of the fact that he was an utter disaster for teams in the playoffs year over year over year. But his money, though, it's pretty impressive. Pretty good.
Thinking about this right now. James Harden quietly is at number 9 on the all-time scoring list. He's going to pass Wilt this year. He's at 29,000. I thought he was 25,000. I just checked. Dude, he's at 29,339.
But
a great season's probably like 2,000 or 3,000.
Yeah.
I mean, Wilt's 2,000 away. He's going to pass Wilt.
Yeah.
And then right after Wilt, 100 points later, is Dirk. He's going to be behind Jordan.
Right, but look at the guys that he's up there with, and you tell me which of those guys at all is he in the same category with when you talk about all-time greats.
Pretty unbelievable. LeBron, Kareem, Karl Malone, Kobe, Durant, Jordan, Dirk, Wilt, James Harden, Shaq. Carmelo sneaks in there. Moses Malone, Elvin Hayes.
Hey, that's a good one. Carmelo
how
Anthony
about
and James
How about
Harden.
this for a jump scare? I'll read you 5 in a row.
Don't.
14, Russell Westbrook, fine. 15, Akeem Olajuwon, the Dream. 16, DeMar DeRozan.
Yeah, I knew it. I knew DeMar was coming up.
Number 17, Oscar Robertson.
Yeah.
Wow.
DeMar DeRozan he's going to be the most random, 30 years from now, most random name in the top 20. I mean, he'll probably be bounced out of it by then because of the Lukas of the world and whatnot that'll creep up. And the numbers are way higher these days for the average scorer.
Guys are scoring more, number one.
Yeah.
2, they're playing longer.
Pace of play.
They're allowed to play longer.
Yeah, they're playing much deeper into their careers. But DeMar DeRozan being a top 20 all-time scorer is absolutely incredible because I can't think of one singular season where he was top 10 in the NBA, He just is consistently a 20 to 25 point per game scorer through his career.
Good score.
Yeah. I like it. But damn, James Harden, the comp for him is going to be Carmelo Anthony.
Next up.
Yeah, very weird career. Almost no postseason success.
Yeah.
He does not have a moment ever in his career that you remember.
Nothing, because it never was in the postseason. All of his best, any moment James Harden had.
The best thing he ever did in his career was get the 36 points plus in 40 games in a row.
Oh,
and
yeah.
he did that his MVP season.
Yep.
Where he averaged like 37 on the season, but he had like 40 points in like 12 straight games, and that was pretty unbelievable.
A very fun season from James Harden was the year where it was Chris Paul, James Harden, P.J. Tucker, the Rockets.
Well, that was there when that was
Russell Westbrook. I'm sorry.
Are you talking about the year they took the Warriors to 7?
That one was good too.
That was
And
2018.
he was out for the good one. I'm talking about the year before that when it was actually Westbrook. I'm sorry, not Chris Paul.
Hockey subbed Westbrook for Chris Paul.
Yes, the Westbrook year where they were playing like 5 smalls, and their big was P.J. Tucker, and they were playing 5 out, and it was a unique style of basketball. It was fun. It obviously didn't work out. But, yeah, he had the 2-year run in Houston with Westbrook and then Chris Paul that were interesting. Outside of that, it's been bad.
Up 3-2 on the 2018 Golden State Warriors.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll never forget it. And it was Harden's job to close the deal, and he could not do it. Let's move on. Oxford, Mississippi, Theo's favorite place in the world. College football's eligibility chaos has reached the NFL. 3 former Ole Miss starters are amongst the group that have received a temporary restraining order, giving them a path to another college season. Even though 2 of them are currently on NFL rosters, if they are released by September 1st, they could potentially go back to school. Theo, if you had the choice between fighting for an NFL roster spot or going back to college with NIL money, what are you choosing?
Easily college. Easily college.
At this point.
Yeah,
August 19th, the season starts in 8 days, 9 days.
Yes, 100%. Because, and here's the thing, for the players today in this predicament, and this is why I think that this issue that has come up is probably bigger than we're giving it credit for. If these players are cut, and I bet you some of them are probably begging to be cut because they know that they can have a way bigger role in college and also a guaranteed $600,000, $700,000 to play one more year to then re-enter the NFL draft, maybe into a better situation. If you're on that cut line, and you're assuming this might be the end of the road for whatever team you're on, and you're likely going to be a practice squad guy or just a guy on a scrap heap, undoubtedly the better move, if I'm your agent, if I'm your mama, if I'm your daddy, I would say, yes, take your tail back to the SEC. Go back and play for Ole Miss. Maybe have a college football playoff run. Either way, the money you'll get in college and the lack of – it is so unsustainable trying to fight for a position as one of the last guys in or one of the first guys cut on an NFL roster. It just is it's undoubtedly the best choice. These players are going to do it. The only way it doesn't work out is if the college football ranks, if they put a pause on it, if they stop it. I think Greg Sankey spoke out against it, and teams are going to be encouraged not to let these guys back. But I would be banging at the door, suing people like Trinidad Chambliss to get back to college football if they're going to cut me in the NFL.
Yeah, last thing that the college and the SEC, the conferences want to do is get in the tail of the NFL.
They don't want to do that.
Because the NFL is going to be like, all right, we're going to start scheduling games on Saturdays. And then all of a sudden the games, the SEC is going to be like, please don't do that.
Yeah.
The NFL can do that. And that's the type of power that they have here, which is why they don't want to piss off the NFL. And I'll tell you, these NFL coaches are getting pissed off. Because it might be fine that they be players they dump anyway. I'm surprised this actually hasn't reached the NFL yet because college basketball and the NBA dealt with this a whole lot.
Yeah.
And you can make the argument it's harder to make the NBA, but you also make the argument there's a lot more turnover in terms of G League guys coming up, playing 4 to 10 games, and then coming down. Guys don't play. It's an 82-game season. You just get a lot more opportunity to get a rip. And there's a G League. Whereas the NFL, you either make the roster or you don't. And you might be on the practice squad, but ultimately you could fuse out pretty quickly, even being a great college player. So I'm actually surprised that more guys haven't adventured into the realm of potentially returning to college after the NFL sort of fuses out and give it another rip.
Yeah.
Because NBA guys this is like the second or third year that's actually happened. And if it could happen there, I don't know why they haven't necessarily tested it in the NFL, and now you're seeing it.
I think timeline-wise it hasn't really worked out as much because a lot of the guys that go on to the NFL do it when they are at the end of their eligibility.
Yeah.
Now that they got granted that 5th year, that's what opened the door. And I will say, it is worth mentioning 3 of the plaintiffs, Daquan Wright, Xavier Harris, Wyatt Williams. Last school they were at, Oxford, Mississippi, Ole Miss. The coach that had them, Lane Kiffin, he is the type of renegade to open that door wide open for those players to rejoin him at LSU. Do not doubt for a second. If the NCAA does not get in the way, Lane Kiffin is going to open that door, let those players through. They'll be playing in Baton Rouge, and I couldn't blame him either. He's already college football's biggest villain. Why not add more talent to your roster?
It's not even just a Lane thing. It's a school thing. LSU's college basketball team, as of a week and a half ago, has 4 active players on the roster because they have a bunch of guys who are suing the NCAA for another year of eligibility, and they're going after Europeans. They're going after pro players. R.J. Lewis, who has been in the NBA, they're going after him. and they haven't been cleared yet, so they got 4 or 5 guys on the roster.
So they're definitely going to do this, right? LSU is definitely going to do this if Greg Sankey or the NCAA doesn't get in the way.
Maybe, granted, LSU's already spent a ton of money. Maybe they think they like the roster, but, the rich might get richer.
I was about to say, it's the SEC, man. You can never have enough players, enough depth.
Next up.
How about Texas Southern? Houston, they hired their new basketball coach, Corey Lowry. But the players weren't happy about it. They protested in support of the interim head coach, Chiron Chapman, who spent the summer building and putting the roster together. When players reportedly asked the university president to give Chapman 1 season to prove himself, his response was, quote, "Why waste a year?" Theo, how much should college athletes have, and who gets hired to coach them?
That's the issue is Texas Southern is in between a rock and a hard place here, because it's not just the basketball players that were protesting for their interim coach to be retained and not a new guy hired and brought in. The students were rallying in favor of this dude. He has all of the favor and faith and confidence of the whole school right now as a former interim and now a guy that's going to be on the outs. And you can't. Generally speaking, I would say, yeah, you got to give that guy the love. You got to let the players choose their coach. Obviously, they bought in on this program because of that interim coach.
Professionally, you could say that. I don't think you could say that in college.
Well, no, that's what I was about to say. Generally, I would say, yes, you should give that power to those players. Here's the reason why it's a slippery slope for Texas Southern. Number one, players have no real long-term loyalty to your school.
And they have no idea if the team's going to be any good.
These players are
you asked them to go to the Final Four.
They're 19 and 20 years old, so they could be wrong about who's best to lead. I would hope that you trust your athletic director and your school president over the players on the team as to who should be the long-term coach for the program. And also, that coach they're getting from as assistant, I think, from Seton Hall. That guy, for him to go through the hiring process, to be vetted, to choose Texas Southern as the destination, to be ready to move his family to Houston and ready to start anew, and he has all of these plans and his vision for this program. You can't allow students protesting and players who are against that to get in the way from a guy who went through the process legitimately
you still go.
and earned the job.
You still go.
No, I'm saying, yeah, he still goes, but I'm saying is the school can't reverse the decision in favor of the student athletes at this point.
No.
It's too late. Y'all should have listened to them before you before you hired the new guy.
True. And I don't know the timeline of this off the back of my head, but I would say, why are they waiting this long?
Why
wasn't this hire made April 15th?
Yeah.
And if that, I don't know there might be something I don't know enough about this situation with, but that's number one. I don't know why this decision to hire a new basketball coach is made this late in the process. But also to that point, the players and the students, they cycle out. The coach is going to be there longer term.
Yeah. 2 or 3 years tops, these players are going to be on their roster.
You make the best decision for the program, not the player. I don't know. Listen, why waste a year? Is it the wrong thing to say? Probably not if you like the guy. But to that same token, it's all about timing. If the timing was better, there probably wouldn't be the uproar.
It was a 4-month coaching search that just got ended with them both approving the coach and the athletic director at the same time.
Should take 3 weeks. It should take 3 weeks. It should not take 4 months. That's ridiculous.
And that is, again, I think part of it had to be the fact that they were also hiring an athletic director. They also did not have an athletic director at the time, too.
Add 3 weeks to that. 3 weeks to get an AD, and then 3 weeks to get a coach.
I was about to say, get the AD first, get the coach afterwards. You would have been fine. This is obviously a failure to perform there. But shout out the city, man. Shout out Houston. Hopefully Texas Southern figures it out. On the other side, it's the happy hour. We bring in Tina, and we have a good time. Cocktail of the day. Plus, we revisit the fantasy football draft that was. There was a hilarious moment that happened. Because we have co-managers, there were decisions made on behalf of our teams, both myself and Tina's, that went without our approval. And I'm curious how she feels about one said quarterback she has on her roster. I could tell there was a huge disagreement at the table. And there's a quarterback on her team that she's not so happy about, and I'm curious why too. We'll discuss that on the other side. That is Colin Russo. It's your boy Theo Dorsey with Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
It's the summer sales event with the Ford crew.
Anna, what says summer to you?
Sunshine, road trips, camping.
And?
Ford being #1 in new vehicle quality among mainstream brands according to J.D. Power.
And?
And low APR offers with Ford credit financing on a select lineup of Ford trucks and SUVs.
My kind of summer.
For APR offer information, visit Ford.com or your local Ford dealer. For J.D. Power 2026 U.S. Initial Quality Study Award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Awards based on 2026 model year.
Well. Looks like your well water can use a little help. If you're dealing with hard water, funky smells, or water that just doesn't taste right, it's time to make your well water swell water with Culligan.
Hey,
Their customized water treatment systems help deliver cleaner, better tasting water all throughout your home. And right now, you can try Culligan for just $10 a month for your first 3 months. Serving South Florida since 1936. Schedule your free water test today at Culligan.com.
Need an extra boost? With Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union, you can earn up to $700 each year with a 7.0% annual percentage yield on balances up to $10,000. That's real money for real moments, like a family getaway or treating yourself to something special. Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union. Requirements apply to earn the highest dividend rates. Limit 1 checking account per membership. Dividend rates and annual percentage yield subject to change. Business accounts do not qualify. Insured by NCUA, official credit union of Florida Atlantic Athletics.
Don't miss Russo and Rizzo. The Sixers got a lot better. They're the best team in the East in my eyes. And then don't forget about our Miami Heat, who happen to get the best player in the Eastern Conference. Yes, I agree with the Don of this radio station and the godfather of ESPN West Palm, Evan Cohen. Evan said Giannis is the best player. The Heat are going to be better. The New York Knicks are fresh off of winning a title. And Halliburton, is he going to be able to come back from an Achilles injury? Kobe wasn't able to do it. It's Russo and Rizzo, weekdays at 4, here on ESPN 106.3.
Since 2006, EDS Air Conditioning has kept Palm Beach County comfortable through every summer, every storm, and every season in between. EDS Air Conditioning is a trained comfort specialist. It's hard to stop a train. From dial thermostats to today's smart home systems, EDS delivers reliable comfort you can count on. With over 800 Google reviews and a 4.8 star rating, they've earned your trust. 20 years of keeping Palm Beach cool. Visit EDSisyes.com today.
Okay, here's the deal. You gotta get up, shower, get dressed, then get in the car, but there's a sausage McMuffin with egg meal with crispy hash browns and small McCafe coffee waiting for you at McDonald's for just $5. Did I mention you can now choose hot or iced coffee? I knew you could do it. McDonald's, your morning handled. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. For a limited time only. Promotion pricing may be lower than meal pricing. Some people are embarrassed to admit they like saving money. Not me. I'm a fan of saving, and a fan of McDonald's. And while everything else keeps going up, nothing hits better than ordering the Big Mac meal. Crispy medium fries, ice-cold Coca-Cola, $8. It's delicious, it fills me up, and honestly, I'm proud of it. Big Mac meal, $8, only at McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. For a limited time only. Promotion pricing may be lower than meal pricing. Coca-Cola is a registered trademark of the Coca-Cola Company.
Tired of being sidelined by a sports injury? Get back in the game with Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Whether you're a professional athlete or even a weekend warrior, you can get back to doing what you love with our compassionate orthopedic team. Experience a new level of care and get back to your best. Welcome to being treated like a pro. Make an appointment today at baptisthealth.net/ortho or call 833-556-6764.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 106.3.
WESP Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station. Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man your man could smell it.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
Good people. It is your boy Theo Dorsey. This is Theoretically Speaking. It's August the 20th. It is a Thursday, which is definitively the best day of the week. And we're ripping and rolling here into the happy hour. We have Colin Russo on the other side of the glass on the ones and the twos. And joining us here with the cocktail of the day, she is locked, cocked and ready to rock. Tina Costanza is in the house. How are you? How goes it?
What a graphic.
Right.
To just open my phone up to on Instagram from
Jim Harbaugh.
Yes.
Jim Harbaugh is. I was talking to Brian. He was talking in the group chat, the Theoretically Speaking group chat there, and how many between Jim Harbaugh, head coach of the Los Angeles Chargers, Mike McDaniel, offensive coordinator of the Los Angeles Chargers, how do more quotes, awkward, weird sound bites / quotes out of them this year, or wins? I think I would go with the quotes and sound bites.
Oh, quotes.
Yeah, they're
For
already
sure.
up one.
Yes.
They're 1-0 right now. What are you saying?
And I'm sure Mike McDaniel has said things we just haven't caught yet. Or again, like a graphic. I don't even follow them. It said suggested for you.
Yeah. Oh, that was suggested for you. Locked, cocked, and
ready to rock.
Ready to rock. All right. That's good.
I
That's
think
fun.
quotes though, for sure.
Quotes. They're gonna have. It's gonna be a lot of quotables out of there. Tina, man. Tina of what was your team's name again from yesterday's?
Tiny but mighty.
Tiny but mighty. Tina from Tiny but Mighty here in our ESPN West Palm Fantasy Football Chat. I am going to there was one move that was made against your will.
What do you mean?
On one of the draft picks that was made against your will that you weren't going for, and that I witnessed, and I saw you play it off, and we're going to have to address it, but first a cocktail of the day. But it was funny.
I know. There was only one pick that I was upset with.
Yeah.
And I said it.
Yeah.
And then my co-manager decided he didn't care.
He did. He
didn't care.
Clicked it anyway. I was like, it was a
wasn't
bold
even
move.
Looking.
Bold
and I'm
move.
like, wait.
Bold move. We'll get
yes.
to that. We'll get to that. But the cocktail of the day, something to soothe us here on a Thursday, man. Thirsty Thursday.
Yes. And tomorrow I will not be on the show because I'm traveling for a wedding. So we get an O Palm Beach.
What city are you going to?
I'm going to Wisconsin.
Oh, Wisconsin. That's nice.
Yes.
A lot of weddings in Wisconsin these days.
I know.
Yeah.
I've been to Wisconsin so much in the past year, 2 years.
It's a cool place.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
More than you should need to go to Wisconsin.
Better to go now than in a couple of months.
Yes, that's true. Every time I've gone, it's been actually nice weather.
Yeah,
so
summertime.
That's good. So we've got a cocktail today from the O Resort and Spa in Palm Beach from their restaurant Stir. This cocktail is called Basil and Blade. And during the week, I give a cocktail of the day. Usually you can't go and get these cocktails that I come up with and find on chat. But my O Resort and Spa cocktails, you can go to the resort and get these.
Real cocktails.
Basil and Blade. You've got Grey Goose, cucumber, lime, and Thai basil syrup.
Yeah.
That sounds refreshing.
Yeah, for sure that. In fact, I'm big on the cucumber accents and drinks now.
Any cucumber drink, I'm all for. And
Have you had a cucumber mezcal drink?
I'm sure I have.
Yeah, I had
I hope so.
Yeah, I was about to say if you have it, you got to work that into the diet. I had a cucumber mezcal drink that also had like some kind of hint of celery or something like that too. And I'm so opposed to greenery in my drinks like that, like celery type things. I was a little bit anxious about it, a little nervous. Came out amazing, spectaculicious.
I love mezcal and I love cucumber.
Yeah.
So I have to find this.
We gotta
try it.
I will point you in the right direction, but I will say point the good people in the right direction for this drink. This actual cocktail people can get from O.
Yes. Again, you can go to Stir, their restaurant at O Resort and Spa in Palm Beach, and get this drink, the Basil and Blade. Or they have another restaurant site, Angle. They have multiple restaurants, but Angle is still doing their Coastal Cocktail Collection, where I got to experience a few weeks ago. It was Patron, and we had cocktails paired with meals that were so delicious. It's amazing. They have one actually tonight, bourbon and rye. If you want to try and see if there are spots still available, go to oresortandspa.com. Or in September, you've got one September 3rd, which is the Patron one. I love tequila, so I loved the experience I had with it. Or you've got one on September 17th, Jefferson's Ocean, Tropics, and Twin Oak. Try it out. Go. It's a fun little date night if you want to do it, or bring your friends with you. The Coastal Cocktail Collection at Angle at O Resort and Spa. Check it out, oresortandspa.com.
Check it out. Check it out. Check it out. We just wrapped up our second annual ESPN West Palm Fantasy Football Draft. We did it, kicking it over some pizza and cocktails here in City Place, and it was a good time. Colin was there too. Colin pulled up in time for the pizza.
Good food.
It was delicious.
Adrian's Pizza Bar down the street.
Yeah, it's right there.
He finished all the pizza that was left.
All we had, it was about 25 5 pieces left when he got there? You wrapped it? How many you got your hands on?
Be fair.
Okay.
There's probably 12 left.
12, okay. Just a dozen, sorry. But
Just
he did.
a dozen.
Yeah, he did take care of he took care of the scraps there for us, which we appreciated. There was a moment that happened, though, in that draft. First of all, I'm going to get to this, too, because there's some predatory actions happening towards my fantasy football team already on behalf of the commissioner of our league that I do need to address.
Oh, okay.
We'll get to that because he knows that I have co-managers that are Giants fans.
Mm-hmm.
So he's trying to send me trades involving Giants players that are totally unfair, but he's hoping that my co-managers,
Yes.
who may or may not be above the legal age to drink, so they might be easily influenced.
Yes.
He's hoping that my co-managers are going to bite on these ridiculous trades. So I got to jump in the app and decline them immediately whenever I see them.
Okay.
So I got my eyes on you, Mike Jones. Stop it. It's predatory.
I love that you caught something that I did while I was watching you, and I felt like it was chaos.
Yeah.
You're on the phone
Oh, it was insane.
with
It was insane.
two other people. I'm like, are you still on the phone? Like, yeah, he's still on the phone. The whole time, I'm like, wow, this is a lot.
So if we did a virtual draft through the ESPN Fantasy Football app, and we did it at a table, like a 10-seater at Adrian's, over some pizza and some drinks, and everybody else at the table was like they're just drafting on their own behalf. I was on a 3-way call with my two co-managers. Uncle Steve's sons, Drew and Evan, both Giants fans, both, really big football, fantasy football minds, both heavily opinionated. And so we had this 3-man rotation going on who we were going to draft. And the clock was only like a minute. We only had a minute on the clock.
Fast.
It was a fast draft. A minute on the clock. And I'm over here in my war room, with my guys trying to work things out, trying to convince them not to draft Giants players the entire time.
Well, do you know last year when Rizzo helped me, about halfway through the draft, one of our other teammates let me know, be like, do you know that he's only drafting like Ohio State players?
Oh, my God.
I didn't even realize it.
Yeah, see? You got to watch out.
Kicked him out after.
The co-manager thing is a tricky thing to do. And I witnessed it happen to you too because Tina's there with her co-manager, and at some point it was like a 4th, 5th round or something like that. You're casually chatting with Courtney, who's our marketing coordinator here, and
close enough.
She's a marketing
consultant.
Consultant. Is that what the MC stands for?
Yes.
I've always said coordinator.
Nope.
Day one stuff.
It's okay. Rizzo doesn't know anyone's title, and he makes up titles every time he tries to say one of our titles.
It's funny because the whole MC thing is just like because it means something totally different too. It gets thoroughly confusing.
Technically, like you're an MC.
Yeah, I'm an MC, but I'm not a whatever. Inside baseball stuff
here.
Either way, you're talking with Courtney at the table. As you're talking, you're on the clock. The time is ticking down.
I have no idea.
And your co-manager, I watched it happen. I'm watching this thing play out. Your co-manager reaches over on the phone. He clicks a button. You get a quarterback drafted to that team, and you were immediately irate. Why do you hate Joe Burrow, Tina? Why do you hate Joe Burrow?
That was not, and it's so funny because I told him ahead of time, I go, I don't want Joe Burrow. We talked about quarterback. I go, I don't want Joe Burrow.
Why don't you?
Like, he's just, he's always sitting out, I feel like, or hurt. And I'm like, I don't really think they win much, or I don't know how much they're going to win. I was like, I don't really want Joe Burrow. Like, he just wasn't in my top 3.
Yeah.
Not in my plans. We talked about Patrick Mahomes beforehand.
So wait, y'all picked Burrow over Mahomes?
I did not pick Burrow over Mahomes.
Okay.
I did not. And so, yes, that was, and it's so funny because Joaquin, he's like, you're going to have the final say for picks. And in every other pick, I saw what we were drafting or we were talking about it. Like, oh, are you go with this? I would sometimes hit the draft. He would sometimes hit the draft. Yeah. Like, that was the only pick. And probably he's like, oh, she's going to say no. Like, he knew. He knew. That's why he didn't say it.
I witnessed it happen. I saw the look on his eyes. I saw you. He witnessed that you were distracted. I'm sitting right across from y'all.
Yeah.
So I'm watching it play out. He looks over at you. You're distracted. He wants to draft Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
He's looking down at the phone. He's looking at you. The time is ticking down. He said it kind of almost like under his breath, like, we're going to go with Joe Burrow here.
Yeah.
And I'm watching it happen. He clicks it. You turn back and look. You're like, why the hell do we have Joe Burrow? And I was like, oh, yes, this is perfect. This is golden. This is golden. As a guy picking right behind y'all, I was like, yes, continue to do that, please. But then my Giant fan co-managers made me draft Jackson Dart. So
okay,
I'm no better off either.
And you can't really get mad at them.
Yeah, I can't be mad at them. I'm just like, there you go.
I'm allowed to be mad.
Yeah. I forced them, though, Colin. You'll like this. I forced them to get Trevor Lawrence first.
Good pick.
That's what I'm saying. I got your guy. We got a little T-Law Jackson Dart thing.
Underrated fantasy quarterback. He's weird in the early part of his career, but he's a runner. That's what you like.
He's a runner. He can score touchdowns in the goal line, on the ground, and then also that's a really good offense. I like Liam Cohen. But here's the predatory things that are happening right now. Our commissioner, Mike Jones, knowing that I have Giants fans as co-commissioners who are co-managers for my team, knowing that I have them with access to the trades as well, he's consistently sending crappy trades trying to get us to get Cam Scatterable. He sent us Cam Scatterable for Devon Achane. Devon Achane, the guy that Jeff Hafley said he's going to touch the ball 50 times a game, and he's going to, a guy that's been one of the best running backs in the league for the past 2 or 3 years, just got a huge contract extension. He's trying to sell us on the guy that literally is
does backflips and breaks his leg.
Yeah, broke his leg last year doing backflips on it, and he's as good as he can be. Just like Jackson Dart, I don't know how long that's going to last. The Cam Scatterable thing. So just somebody, please, I'm going to have to put a restraining order out on Mike Jones. Stop being predatory towards my teammates. A lot of fun though. We'll see who ends up winning it. We do have a last place prize now, right?
I don't know.
The last place punishment, I do believe, is going to be doing something embarrassing in City Place.
Okay.
Like wearing a costume or something like that.
See, I'm fine with that.
Yeah. It's good.
I think there's some that aren't a fan of that, but we'll figure it out.
Don't lose.
Yeah. Don't lose.
Don't be last place.
Mm-mm.
You better hope Joe Burrow stays healthy.
Oh, no.
And
it should be established what they do in City Place before.
Yeah, before the season starts?
Yes.
It's supposed to be wearing an
like
embarrassing
a costume
costume.
or something.
Yeah, what I mean by that is that should be defined.
Like what the costume is, right?
What you have to do with you just standing outside in a costume?
I think they should do it. I think they should do it, and I think they should be asking for money, like the Times Square people. You know, this is New York.
Can we get in trouble doing that?
Asking for money?
Yeah, and where does that money go? It's for them?
I don't know. Do you think they're going to get any money?
Maybe.
You can ask for money. Is it illegal to ask for money? I guess panhandling.
I don't know.
Is it illegal for somebody to stand in like an Elmo costume out here in City Place? It's like what Stephen Ross going to come out?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Donate it.
We could donate it to a good cause. Is there any good causes we know about?
Well, we talked about
that could use $9 that we get over 6 hours at the City Place.
We talked about when Russo and Rizzo, which let me figure this out,
yeah,
do their punishment, that
you're supposed to be a street performer.
Tying like a charity or organization to them so that if they're for 30 minutes having to do something on the street.
Yeah, that blew up. We wanted to do it at the farmer's market, and apparently that is a big no-no.
Yeah,
so
we were told no.
To do street performances?
That did not work out because that was like a strong no. Not going to happen.
Was it a strong no, or did y'all not want to do it?
No. Ask Christina.
Yeah, they told me no.
So So how are we going to pivot then? If there's a punishment that they were supposed to deliver on, how can we pivot? Because y'all still have to do whatever that is.
We just have to find another location.
I thought somebody owed you hibachi. Was that something different?
Mike still owes me hibachi. He owes me hibachi and a cocktail.
Wow. And a steak, I thought.
Sure.
Keep adding on.
I was about to say, yeah.
All right.
We can throw a steak on that too. Steak and shrimp hibachi is the go-to. Matter of fact, I could use that hibachi today. I wonder what he's up to. Is Mike here?
He's got family in town, so Mike is not in here today.
But we talked about with their punishment that if they were having to do something for 30 minutes, that if they got a donation, that could then they stop doing the street performances because they're raising money.
They earn the money.
Yes.
Yeah.
So maybe we can look into that. Like if we can attach an organization or a foundation, something to us standing in City Place in a costume and raise money.
888-760-3776. 888-760-3776. If you have a foundation, a good cause for us to attach the money to, and or if you have a good idea for how we should have the last place punisher or the last place finisher actually act, what they should wear, what they should do.
If you have a mascot too with this organization or that would
be
be even perfect.
That'd be great. Like
because then we don't have to. We could wear it and be promoting it and supporting it and raising money.
It's perfect.
In this costume.
888-760-3776. Hit us up on the Baptist Health Hotline. If you have an organization and hopefully if you have a mascot as well, help us with this idea to punish our last place finisher. It will not be me. It will not be Tina, unless Joe Burrow's leg falls off. 888-760-3776. The Baptist Health Hotline. Welcome to Pro Level Orthopedic Care at Baptist Health. From sports injuries to everyday aches, our expert team delivers the same advanced care trusted by the pros. So get back to the life and the activities that you love and learn more at baptisthealth.net/ortho. Welcome to being treated like a pro. Welcome to Pro Level Orthopedic Care at Baptist Health. 888-760-3776. Ernie is on the Baptist Health Hotline. Ernie is in West Palm. What's happening with you, Ernie? Happy Thursday to you.
Happy Thursday. Good afternoon to all of you, and thank you for taking my call. And the punishment is excellent. Now, you got a costume for the females and a costume for the males specifically, or not yet?
So we don't know if it's going to be a woman or a man. There's a lot of. I would say this league is split up about 50-50 male female. So it's there's an equal chance of either one being last.
You're gonna have to do at least, like Colin said, you have to put this in writing what they're gonna wear prior to all this stuff, so there would be no arguments about it. And you guys are saying about a charity, yes, tag a charity to this. Please do. I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna have people go over there whenever this is happening.
Yes.
So yeah, make this happen. I'm gonna definitely have people go over there. Tag this with a charity will be great. And if you guys didn't say it before, but have that person spin the person who won it. Whoever won the league gets that person to hold a head.
Oh yeah.
This was Ernie gave us this idea earlier this week.
The winner. They should hold the fat head of the winner.
The winner.
Yeah.
They should hold the fat head of the winner.
I like that. I like that a lot. Ernie, I appreciate the call. That's definitely going to be a part of it. We got to get the fat head cooking for the winner. We got to get them to hold it and tote it around and celebrate the champion. And also, I do think that tying it to a charity is the right play. We just got to find, I know Urban League of the Palm Beaches. They are an organization we've worked with as of recently. We got some fine ones right here around the corner. United Way,
You're the fastest guy in Palm Beach County because of the Urban League?
I am the fastest. I still hold that title. Fastest man. You do have to caveat it because there were kids there that were pretty smoking fast.
Yes.
Fastest man in Palm Beach County. I still hold that title till next year. So I appreciate the Urban League of Palm Beach County's young professionals for putting that event on. And maybe that's the organization. They could use some, get some more funding in there. Maybe we get some more competitors out there with me next year. Maybe I'm the second fastest man. Who knows? But it's a story for another day. We'll get back to that. We'll take y'all's calls on the other side as well. 888-760-3776. That is Colin. It's Tina. It's the happy hour of Theoretically Speaking. We're on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Hey, it's Steph Prince here, and in South Florida, you need an AC team that can deliver in the clutch. That's why my family trusts Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning. As a mom of 3, trust me, when your AC goes down, you don't want to strike out with the wrong company. You want a team that keeps the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps the family cool. And Bob Bradley knows a thing or two about coaching a winning team. He coached his son Bobby all the way to becoming a first-round draft pick, and now he's helping his grandson Trey develop his game. And one thing's for sure, high standards run in the Bradley family. Bob brings that same major league mindset to the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning. From residential and commercial repairs to installations, maintenance, and upgrades, they step up to the plate and get the job done right the first time. And while Bob waits for Trey's call to the majors, he's still delivering major league service every single day right here in South Florida. Call Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning today at 561-793-7497 or visit bradleyair.com.
It's the summer sales event with the Ford crew.
Anna, what says summer to you?
Sunshine, road trips, camping.
And?
Ford being #1 in new vehicle quality among mainstream brands according to J.D. Power.
And?
And low APR offers with Ford credit financing on a select lineup of Ford trucks and SUVs.
My kind of summer.
For APR offer information, visit Ford.com or your local Ford dealer. For J.D. Power 2026 U.S. Initial Quality Study Award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Awards based on 2026 model year.
Big summer flavor is waiting at DQ Grill & Chill. Right now, enjoy the perfect $7 meal deal. 3-piece chicken strips, fries, medium drink, and a sundae, all for just $7. And for $2 more, you can upgrade to the new DQ Blizzard of the Month. Nestle drumstick with peanuts. Bite into choco-covered drumstick pieces, plus peanuts blended into DQ's world-famous soft serve. It's the perfect crunchy and creamy treat all in one. And it's only at DQ Grill & Chill, 4828 Lake Worth Road and US 1 just south of North Lake.
Need an extra boost? With Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union, you can earn up to $700 each year with a 7.0% annual percentage yield on balances up to $10,000. That's real money for real moments, like a family getaway or treating yourself to something special. Boost checking from Flagler Credit Union. Requirements apply to earn the highest dividend rates. Limit one checking account per membership. Dividend rates and annual percentage yield subject to change. Business accounts do not qualify. Insured by NCUA, official credit union of Florida Atlantic Athletics.
Well. Looks like your well water could use a little help. If you're dealing with hard water, funky smells, or water that just doesn't taste right, it's time to make your well water swell water with Culligan. Their customized water treatment systems help deliver cleaner, better tasting water all throughout your home. And right now, you can try Culligan for just $10 a month for your first 3 months. Serving South Florida since 1936. Schedule your free water test today at Culligan.com.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Transworld Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
Sports fans, when it comes to your ride, don't settle for a one-and-done wash. With the Unlimited Auto Wash Club, you can keep your car clean all season long. Get your car washed as often as you want for one low monthly price, starting at $45. Dirt, pollen, bugs, and road grime, gone. Just pull in, get a full-service wash, and get back on the road looking sharp. Upgrade your car care with the Unlimited Auto Wash Club today. Call 561-WASH-ME-TOO or visit unlimitedAutoWashClub.com.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is Theoretically Speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
Had a couple stories hit close to home here. A couple stories hit close to home that I'll give you here on your drive home here in Palm Beach County in the Treasure Coast. Both tangential to sports. One of them sports, one of them tangential to it. We'll start with the 24/7 Sports. They released their top 100 players of the class of 2029. Class of 2029. That would be sophomores. Rising sophomores in high school football. Last year, this list got released around the same time, and the number one quarterback in the class of what at the time was 2028 was none other than wonderful Champ Mons, who is now the number one player on ESPN Top 63, Vero Beach quarterback, committed to go to Notre Dame. And he kind of became a national name when this list came out. So this year, the highest ranked quarterback and highest ranked committed player is a guy by the name of CJ Cypher out of Carrollton, Georgia. 4-star quarterback, number 12 in the nation in that class, committed to the University of Miami. But that's not the local angle. Actually, number 97 on this top 100 list of sophomore football players in the entire nation is Aiden Elam. 4-star cornerback at the Kings Academy. Likely going to be playing quarterback, cornerback, returning kicks and punts for Kings Academy this year. In fact, they kick off the regular season tomorrow night against St. Andrews.
That's our game of the week.
That is our high school football game of the week. And in that game of the week, we'll be able to see up close and personal the all-over-the-field athlete Aiden Elam's got 10 offers, including Notre Dame and Oregon. Just named as a sophomore, one of the top 100 players in the nation in his class. He's the only local kid on the list that this year. And also, if you recognize that name, Aiden Elam, you probably realize he is the son of Abram Elam, or as we all know him as Abe, little brother of Kyer Elam, current Kansas City Chiefs cornerback. So the family lines there are pretty strong.
Yeah, pretty strong.
He's going to be a good football player. He's going to be a good football player.
I believe
that. Yeah. Probably going to work out for this kid.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's pretty cool. I thought that was pretty cool. Also, shout out to the U having another quarterback coming in here who is just highly ranked. Like, this is it, man. This is it. We're all the way back. It's happening right now. Colin, just yesterday I heard Todd McShay say that if he did the AP poll, if he had to choose who the number one team in the nation would be, it would be high praise. It's high praise from an Ohio State guy. Yeah?
I like that song.
Thank you.
He is a draft scout.
Yeah. Is Todd McShay Ohio State? What is this, Todd? I don't know why, but I said Ohio. He's not an Ohio State guy. It's Kirk Herbstreit. Is Todd McShay an Ohio State guy?
I have no idea his allegiance, but he's a draft guy.
Draft guy, yeah. That correlates. What are you trying to say? You're saying he doesn't know ball?
He's I over we. He's about the individual prospect.
Can't have any good things around this guy. Can't celebrate anything.
Mm-mm. He doesn't like celebrating.
Yeah.
Celebrate when there's something to celebrate.
Championship appearance?
Todd McShay saying you'll be number one if
it was
hypothetical
up to him,
people.
I thought that was pretty neat.
Have you heard Colin's travel plans at the end of this year? Has he shared those with you?
No.
As he did with the entire team yesterday, multiple times.
Oh, I did. Yeah, I saw it.
He hasn't confirmed yet.
He has an AI generated proposal for.
That's something he celebrates.
Yeah.
His travels.
Also, by the way, former Jupiter High School quarterback and Bachelorette star Tyler Cameron is going to be Dancing with the Stars.
Have you ever watched Dancing with the Stars?
I will now. I've never watched the full season. I've seen glimpses of it. I never sat down to watch Dancing with the Stars.
It'll be so fun for you now to watch. I watched Dancing with the Stars, and the past few seasons have had really good casts. So this is exciting. You have a personal connection. You know Tyler Cameron very well, and you'll get to watch him, and he'll be I feel like he's going to be a good dancer.
Huge week and a half for this dude. He proposes to Tate. She said yes. That's
yes.
big. It's part of it.
Yes.
There we go.
It'll be really embarrassing.
There's something to celebrate.
She said no.
Both have to happen for it to be
She said no, but he proposed.
If you propose to somebody and they say no, do you tell people about it afterwards, or do you just kind of
Well, you got to end the relationship.
Well, yeah, they've probably been dating for a while, so you have to say hey, we ended things.
Am I wrong?
What percentage of proposals end in no's?
I don't know.
You end the relationship.
But do you is it more just we're not ready, we're not there yet, or is that ending the relationship?
Dude, you end the relationship. Are you kidding me?
If I ever got down on a knee, bought a ring, and proposed to somebody, and she said
no, did the whole shtick,
the whole thing, the speech,
dude,
had a photographer and a videographer there.
This is over.
What percentage of proposals end in no's?
How do you get back in the car together and go home?
She's finding her own way home.
Don't think you get back in the car. I think she can Uber home at that point. I think you're right. You're right. If you tell her you got to Uber home, you got to go back home.
But you're going to end up in the same place at the same time.
This is very unproven.
That's
but
tough.
They're difficult to pin down. Surveys indicate that roughly 25% of women have turned down a marriage proposal at least once in their lives. That's not exactly of all of them, but that's a woman who has been turned down a marriage proposal.
So a quarter of women
have turned down a marriage proposal in their lives.
All right, now, are we considering a marriage proposal when somebody says, you're going to be my future wife?
I don't know what to tell you. Yeah,
crappy pickup lines? Is it real, actual, on the knee
Listen,
proposal?
I've never proposed to anybody, but I would know that is a path of no return.
I'm 1 for 1.
Both ways.
Yeah.
Good for you. But you got to hope. 1 for 1, that's all you got to get.
Yeah, and also, she never actually said yes. Now, we did it. Obviously, we're married.
Did she pick out a ring? So the writing was on the wall?
Did she pick out the ring?
You usually have conversations.
I took her ring shopping a few times
these
to
days,
get fitted.
it's a very open secret when somebody's going to get proposed to. Everybody in the building knows. At least in my extended family.
Yeah, I knew she would say yes. When I proposed to her, I had took her ring shopping once or twice just to get an idea for what she wanted. But I told her it would be years down the line because I couldn't afford it, and we had just bought a house and whatnot. So I was in the clear. Still was able to surprise her. She didn't say yes because of the whole shock of the moment.
She said no?
She didn't say anything.
What?
Started crying. And, it was like a...
Are you just there with getting your knees are starting to creak a little bit? You're like...
Just waiting. Looking at my watch
we got dinner in 12 minutes.
You had a cute plan.
Can we get a move on?
Yeah, we was on the island. It was a great time. It was a great time.
What'd you
do? We went to one of the Breakers restaurants out there on the island, and afterwards we drove over to this little park where they have the statue, and there's these trees that drape over, and there's a lot of good greenery and foliage and whatnot.
In Palm Beach Island.
On the island, yeah. On the island. And the idea was her little sister's a influencer. So the idea was her sister needed us to do a video shoot for some brand. It was like Abercrombie or something like that. They wanted to get some content. So we were dressed up in some Abercrombie gear to do the shoot. So it wasn't weird that her sister was there with us with the camera. And it wasn't weird that, things were heightened and that she had her makeup done.
Where's her sister live?
Her sister at the time lived in South Florida.
Okay, so she was local.
She was in Fort Lauderdale.
She flew
at the time.
in.
No,
we're not flying in for an Abercrombie shoot.
Her family secretly flew in town and was waiting, and we did a whole celebration afterwards. But for the actual shoot,
you bring her to a park. The sister's there.
Yeah. And we had just like a month and a half ago, we had saw her favorite movie growing up was Anastasia. So about a month and a half before that, we went to see an Anastasia play at the Kravis Center.
Okay.
And afterwards, well, I know when we walked in, so I don't know if y'all have seen Anastasia, but there's this like magical music box.
I actually
thing.
haven't, but yeah.
Yeah. Have you seen it, Anastasia? One of the central pieces of this is like, there's like a magical music box doohickey thing. And when we walked in, we saw the gift store and she saw the box. She's like, oh my gosh, they have like the actual music box thing. And she's like, I'm like, oh man, that's really cool. And she's like, yeah. And then it was $100 and something. Damn. I know I'm about to propose to her in about a month. And I'm like,
I have a prettier box for you.
I was like, oh. So no, what I did was
a little bit more expensive.
During one of the intermissions, I went out there and I actually bought that little Anastasia box, and I actually used that to put the ring in to propose to her. So when I did the proposal thing and opened it up, it actually started playing one of the little Anastasia songs.
How cute.
It's really dope. Yeah. This is well thought out.
Yes.
But again, all of that on the knee, got the photographer here, her sister, got a videographer, one of my homies that worked at a local TV station who actually used her local TV camera to
He's using the hard drive.
Use the actual.
They got the B-roll, the local high school game, and they got Theo's proposal mixed in there.
Our proposal.
On the SD card before that.
Yeah.
The local high school game.
I'm like, do not format that memory card, please. We need to get that footage. And I'm on the knee, and I do the thing. I black out. I have no clue what I said at the time. I had to go back and review the film. But what I do remember is she never said yes.
So you just put the ring. You just assume you put the ring on her finger.
You're crying.
I think it's gonna work out.
Yeah, I was like, I guess this works. Like, I mean, we already lived together. You know, we bought a home. Like, you bought in. So
you think, and then some people say no.
Walk me through timeline. So you buy the house. What month? What year?
Buy the house December of 21.
All right, and then you go to Anastasia play. What month? What year?
Go to the Anastasia. This is so ridiculous. What month? What year? Go to the Anastasia play, I would say about February of 22.
February of 22. And then you propose March of 22?
I proposed April of 22.
What was the date of your proposal?
The 14th.
There you go.
I'm surprised I remember that.
That was good.
That's pretty good, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty good. I'm surprised I remember
April 14th, you did it. And then
April 15th.
Was the family like hiding in the bushes?
So here's the thing. We had this is beautiful, right? This is perfect. No, they weren't hiding in the bushes.
I mean,
they waited. So they were, after we did the proposal, I had her family wait at this hotel, one of the rooftop hotels over here downtown West Palm Beach. And then we went from the park to the rooftop. And I was just like, let's just get a drink. Me, you, and your sister. Like, let's have a good time. Let's vibe out. Let's celebrate.
She knows something's up at this point.
She's starting to feel like something's up, but she still hadn't figured it out.
You're not getting away with it. The surprise is out of the box.
Once we got in the elevator and started going up, actually, this is what ruined the surprise. We went up the elevator. We went to the hostess stand at the rooftop bar of this like hotel. And when we came in, the lady said, "Are you with the Bozeman party?"
Oh.
And she was like, "Wait, what?" She was like, "How did they know we were coming? We just decided to go here last minute to celebrate. Like, how would they have known?" And then her sister's like looking at her. She's looking at her sister. They're giving each other the look.
Everyone's looking at each other.
And I'm like,
yeah,
and
do something here.
She said, she was like, "Look, I've already been surprised out of my mind and been crying all day. If our family is up here right now, you better tell me right now or I'm leaving." And so we told her.
Yeah.
And then we turned the corner and she still broke down in tears when she saw everybody. It was a great time.
What'd you do this way? Did you start walking and then you made it seem like it was her idea to go to this said spot?
Oh, yeah, it was easy. It was easy to convince she likes this spot. So after we did the proposal and we got done all the crying and stuff.
She didn't want to go there and you're like, "No, let's go here." No,
I want to go
let's
home.
go down. Let's go to this other spot.
Yeah.
I want to go home.
Yeah.
I'm so tired. Let's go here.
We made it seem like it was her idea. It's really easy, you know. If you ask somebody, "Hey, where you want to go? You want to go to this spot or this spot?" You know.
They just gave her
a couple of options and she picked the right one.
Or this wonderful rooftop bar. Right?
It worked out, you know. It worked out. I will say, in hindsight, the one thing that I could have done better in all of that was the one thing I couldn't get her to do. Could not get her to do her hair the way that she wanted to do it because it would have gave up the surprise. That was my biggest issue.
So getting her dressed up for the event, going to the Breakers was sort of the masquerade, but it wasn't necessarily top of the line.
Could not get her to do her hair the right way. Could not convince her to do her hair the way that she wanted it before.
Yes. I'm surprised the Sister Abercrombie video didn't do that.
Because she's just like, we do content all the time for these kind of things. So she wasn't worried about that. She was like, let's just go. We got to go to the dinner. So that was the one thing. And it's again, if I push too hard for her, she'd be like, okay, what's going on?
Right.
Because I'm not. I'm never going to be
question.
Yeah, like why would I be sitting there telling my wife like, hey, you should change your hair?
Yeah. Like, okay.
I was like, it wouldn't have went over well, but yeah, it worked out.
Let's go to this park. And she's like, no. No, let's it. No, we're going to this park.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Worked out.
Hey,
Never
you're
said
1
yes.
for 1. But if brings back to the story, if they say no, it's over.
If they say no, it's over. And if they say no, you can't. I wouldn't want to tell anybody. I would just be like, things didn't work out.
You tell people that you're going to propose, though.
I know.
No, you do
Her
it. You be
family
honest.
knows, too.
Yeah, she said no. We broke up. Ooh, really?
Tough.
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
That's tough.
Granted, you don't. It's 2026. If you're going to propose, you got to know that she's down.
Exactly.
You got to know that
you're on the same page.
You got to know that she wants to marry you. If you don't know that, it's kind of a user error.
Why is that? Why 2026? What in 2022 was it
I don't
different?
know.
Or
I can only
1998?
speak from what I know from the last 4 or 5 years of all the people I know who have gotten engaged, and most people have been on the same page.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Like my sister's in a serious relationship, and I mean, he's not listening. He's probably gonna propose to her. I don't know. He has not told me, but he's probably gonna propose.
He wants to tell you.
Well, he should, and but I think he's gonna propose to her.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't want to spoil any surprise. I think she's into it too. I think. I really hope he doesn't listen.
Yeah, I was about to say. Now he's got the pressure on him. He's like, oh, I got to do it now.
I don't know. I'm just saying.
I get you. You should have an inkling. You probably should.
First of all, you got to ask the parents. You got to ask the parents. You asked your wife's parents, did you? Or did you not?
Yes.
You did the whole thing?
Did the whole thing. It was a good time.
So they know. And if they tell you yes, then you got to assume you're getting a yes.
Assume it's going to be good. Yeah.
Then there's something going on with her. If she gives you a no after the parents say yes, then she's got some stuff going on. She's having cold feet.
How you got to have cold feet before you even say yes to the engagement?
I don't know what to tell you.
Well, either way, it worked out. It worked out for me. It worked out for Tyler. He got it right. And if you are having a cold engine could be an issue, right?
If the engine ever says no, it's not over.
You don't have to end a relationship with your car at that point.
I think it's allowed to be cold.
Spark a relationship with SLBT. Yeah.
Yes. St. Lucie Battery and Tire. You never have to worry about them letting you down or leaving you
at the altar.
Or big time life moments. St. Lucie Battery and Tire. They've got locations in the Treasure Coast. They've got locations in Palm Beach County. They can help you with batteries. They can help you with tires. They can help you with maintenance. Whatever your car needs, trust the experts at St. Lucie Battery and Tire. Can't wait to share what I learn next week when I go to one of their locations. slbatterytire.com. Go check it out. Find the closest location to you and see all the services that they provide.
So it was fights. There were also fights at this Dolphins-Giants training camp. We'll discuss this in the other. We were supposed to have Marcel Louis-Jacques on today. He had to postpone it to tomorrow because he said some things happened at Dolphins-Giants that added to his work day. And now I'm starting to see why. Jameis Winston involved in the scrum. We'll get to that on the other side here as the article just dropped here on ESPN.com. But we're theoretically speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Hey, it's Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike, and if you love football, you're in the right place. ESPN 106.3 has it all. Friday, high school football is back on ESPN 106.3. St. Andrews visit Kings Academy on high school game day with coverage starting at 6, live on ESPN 106.3.
Looking for the best pizza in Palm Beach County or the perfect spot to catch the big game with friends? Then head to Adrian's Pizza Bar at City Place in West Palm Beach. Enjoy handcrafted cocktails and Adrian's world-famous original square pizza, straight from Stone Street, Manhattan. From game day gatherings to late-night bites, Adrian's is the place everyone's talking about. Open daily from 11:30 a.m. to midnight. And don't miss the best happy hour in town. Twice daily from 11:30 to 6 p.m. and again from 10 p.m. till close. Adrian's Pizza Bar at City Place, bringing the legendary flavors of Stone Street, Manhattan to West Palm Beach.
Whether you need batteries, tires, or services, we know you depend on your vehicle. You can depend on St. Lucie Battery and Tire. With the largest inventories, expert technicians, and the best price out the door every day guaranteed, you'll drive away with confidence. Life doesn't stop, and neither should your car. St. Lucie Battery and Tire is here for you. Our experts keep your vehicle ready with batteries, tires, and service you can trust. Fast, friendly, and always reliable.
Did you know that driving under the influence of marijuana is illegal? Driving high will get you a DUI. And if you're wondering if law enforcement can tell you're driving high, well, everyone else can. Friends?
I can tell you drove high.
Parents?
I can tell when you drive high.
Relatives?
I can tell. You drove here high, didn't you?
So what makes you think law enforcement can't?
I can tell.
If you feel different, you drive different. Drive high, get a DUI. Paid for by NHTSA.
I'm David Ortiz. When I lost my mom, she was only 46. And I lost my dad to cancer. It was the worst pain I ever felt. It made me think, what will happen with the people I love when my time is up? That's why I have life insurance. Ethos makes it easy. It's all online, take about 10 minutes, and you can get up to $3 million in coverage.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid testimonial. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
For over 30 years, Team IP has been the #1 souvenir merchandiser in the U.S., proudly powering over 2,800 events and 24 bowl games every year, including ESPN, ESPN Events, and the Boca Raton Bowl right here in South Florida. From custom apparel to branded promo gear, Team IP brings your event to life, on-site and online. Want to boost your brand? Visit teamip.com and make Team IP your team today. Team IP. Teamwork makes the dream work.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
Woo. A lot of fights. A lot of fights in the training camps, in the joint practices here in the National Football League. A lot of fights. Dolphins, Giants fist fights went down between these two programs here. It sounds like Austin Jackson, the offensive tackle, he got pulled out of things. Jermaine Illuminor taken off the field as well. Jameis Winston was removed for a couple of plays. This is I will say this. I'm not appalled by the fact that teams that have been playing against each other for weeks and weeks have been practicing and feasting to be able to get on the field and go after another team. I'm not appalled at the fact that they're getting into it over and over. It does feel like this year more than any other year we've had these joint practices erupt in fights. I think the Cowboys and Saints yesterday had like a dozen fights break out at practice. Like a dozen. Like at what point, after fight number 4, at what point do you kind of pull everybody to the side and be like, hey guys,
what are you doing? Come on.
This is not the MMA. This is not, professional boxing. We're trying to actually get a football practice done here. I don't think we need to keep this thing going. How do you get to 12 fights?
I learned a fun fact in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, about mating season amongst bison. And the male bisons who do not find mates and do not, bear children, or I guess become fathers, so to speak, in the bison world, they ostracize themselves and excommunicate from the herd.
Oh, like out of shame?
Solo, in a way. These male bisons are solo acts, and they are so, for lack of a better term, pent up and angry all the time. They're the most dangerous version of bisons because they're just, they haven't had as much success as they would have liked.
They're looking for love.
No, they're looking for things to fight.
Oh, my goodness.
That reminds me of what these NFL teams do when they go into these joint practices.
They're like a bunch of...
they're pent up, they're annoyed, and they're angry. And they're trying, they want to get out of camp. And that reminds me that, it happens. It happens. Can't blame the male bison for being annoyed. Can't blame the Cowboy player who has played in the same, godforsaken, especially if it's an outdoor, out practicing team, and that same heat, and they get into a scuffle, that's what happens. I actually don't hate it at all. I'm okay with it.
It's fine. I think it is fine.
It's team bonding in a weird way.
It is. It shows a little fight. It's a lot of us versus them. There's passion in it. I was trying to see because I'm looking through here to see if Jackson Dart was involved. The ultimate crash out. The ultimate crash dummy, Jackson Dart, who it says here, nothing. He did have a good connection with Isaiah Likely, so apparently Jackson Dart did not get involved in anything, and I need him to stay healthy because he's now on my fantasy football team by force. Shout out my co-manager. Like, what am I supposed to do, man? It made their day to have Jackson Dart on our team. It didn't make your day to have Joe Burrow on your team, but there are other things that make your day, Tina.
Yes. And a morning workout is the best way for me to start the day. I can't be angry when I start with a workout at F45 Palm Beach.
You can be, and then you leave less angry.
That is true. I sometimes take my anger and frustrations from work, personal life, anything, to the gym.
Who makes you angry and frustrated here at work?
You have an hour?
Not many people. F45 Palm Beach Gardens. Take out your anger at the gym.
Yes.
Lift heavier. Move faster on cardio days. Strength day, cardio day, hybrid, a little bit of both. 45-minute workout. You've got people there motivating you. Great playlist. Trainers there to help if you need it. An awesome community. Check out their social media at F45 Palm Beach Gardens and go to a class to see why I love it. I've been doing it for now over 3 years. Wild.
Yeah, you got a kettlebell to prove it.
I got multiple kettlebells.
Well, they don't give you the kettlebell.
I've signed multiple.
You've signed the kettlebell.
Yeah.
How many kettlebells have you signed? Like 3?
I think 3 or 4.
You've done 500 classes.
They have I think a 1, 2. Maybe it's just 5.
What do you mean?
I think I do every 100.
Oh, so you've done 3 kettlebells. You did 500 classes, I thought.
I know. I'm saying I think there's a kettlebell for every 100.
Yeah. That's pretty good. That's a lot of classes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tiny but mighty.
Tiny but mighty.
There's a reason why
that's my team.
Yeah. There's a reason why they say that.
I'm going to get rid of Joe Burrow.
You do. You mean, I hear Cam Scattable's available. Maybe they'll take
I don't want him.
Okay. Just saying.
No backflips for me.
Right. He had a tightrope surgery, which I don't know what that means, but it sounds pretty, sounds like it makes your body a little vulnerable. I'm just not sure why people think he's going to have an incredible year following an insane ankle injury and a tightrope surgery.
Ugh.
Yeah. And he's doing backflips in the preseason. I wouldn't be banking on that. We have a no Mike Rizzo today, Colin. So it'll be
He's actually outside the door right now. I don't know what he's doing here, but he's outside the door. I can hear him.
Oh.
Wait, I thought y'all said. So there is Mike Rizzo today. Russo.
I don't think so, but yeah.
All right, well, you'll find out in
Yeah.
a few minutes if Mike Rizzo wants to come in and belt his chest about the Ohio State Buckeyes. Russo and Rizzo's next. Go in love. Go in peace. Go enjoy.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Trans World Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
Well. Looks like your well water could use a little help. If you're dealing with hard water, funky smells, or water that just doesn't taste right, it's time to make your well water swell water with Culligan.
Hey, Culligan, man!
Their customized water treatment systems help deliver cleaner, better tasting water all throughout your home. And right now, you can try Culligan for just $10 a month for your first 3 months. Serving South Florida since 1936. Schedule your free water test today at Culligan.com.
Hey, it's
Steph Prince here, and in South Florida, you need an AC team that can deliver in the clutch. That's why my family trusts Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning. As a mom of 3, trust me, when your AC goes down, you don't want to strike out with the wrong company. You want a team that keeps the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps the family cool. And Bob Bradley knows a thing or two about coaching a winning team. He coached his son Bobby all the way to becoming a first-round draft pick, and now he's helping his grandson Trey develop his game. And one thing's for sure, high standards run in the Bradley family. Bob brings that same major league mindset to the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning. From residential and commercial repairs to installations, maintenance, and upgrades, they step up to the plate and get the job done right the first time. And while Bob waits for Trey's call to the majors, he's still delivering major league service every single day right here in South Florida. Call Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning today at 561-793-7497 or visit bradleyair.com.
Hi, it's Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike, and I miss when gas pumps just pumped gas. Now, every visit feels like a job interview. Are you a rewards member? Would you like to join? Do you want a receipt? Do you want premium? Do you want a car wash? Do you want to rethink your life choices? Yes, actually, but now's not the time. I'm standing outside in the heat holding a nozzle, not refinancing my mortgage, okay?
Your favorite snacks?
Wait, the pump took a commercial break? Is this real life? The rotating hot pretzel does have my attention, though. Run inside and grab one for me. We'll be here when you get back. ESPN 1063.
Whether it's a clutch touchdown pass, a game-winning dunk, or an impressive dash to the finish, we want to highlight the best performance of the week. The winning performance will receive $500 courtesy of Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Catch the biggest moments and winners all season long on ESPN 1063 and ESPN West Palm Play. Nominate them today by emailing highschool@espnwestpalm.com. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Welcome to being treated like a pro.
2026 Florida football tickets are on sale now. Don't miss any of the 6 home games, including the home debut of Coach John Summerall on September 5th versus FAU. Homecoming on October 10th against the South Carolina Gamecocks. And don't miss the annual Saluting Those Who Serve game this year against the Oklahoma Sooners on November 7th. Visit FloridaGators.com and secure your seat for all of the action only in the Swamp.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 1063.
WESP Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Marlins fans, don't miss an exciting series when the Fightin' Fish take on the Boston Red Sox, August 24th through the 26th at Lone Depot Park. Yeah! Enjoy Marlins baseball and score fan-favorite offers like 4 for $44, presented by Pepsi. And get 4 tickets, hot dogs, popcorn, and drinks for just $44. Or 2 for $25 and get 2 tickets plus 2 canned beers. It's the perfect night out for the whole family. Get your tickets now at marlins.com/tickets.
Since 2006, EDS Air Conditioning has kept Palm Beach County comfortable through every summer, every storm, and every season in between. EDS Air Conditioning is a trained comfort specialist. It's hard to stop a train. From dial thermostats to today's smart home systems, EDS delivers reliable comfort you can count on. With over 800 Google reviews and a 4.8 star rating, they've earned your trust. 20 years of keeping Palm Beach cool. Visit EDSisyes.com today.
It's the summer sales event with the Ford Crew.
Anna, what says summer to you?
Sunshine, road trips, camping.
And?
Ford being #1 in new vehicle quality among mainstream brands according to J.D. Power.
And?
And low APR offers with Ford credit financing on a select lineup of Ford trucks and SUVs.
My kind of summer.
For APR offer information, visit Ford.com or your local Ford dealer. For J.D. Power 2026 U.S. Initial Quality Study Award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Awards based on 2026 model year.
You put a lot into your business. Your signage should reflect that. At Signorama West Palm, family owned and operated for over 32 years, we've been helping businesses stand out and stay top of mind. We don't just design signs. We handle the whole process, including professional installation and service. From ADA signs to reception signs and full storefronts, we turn everyday spaces into branding that gets attention. We can handle it all. Call us today at 561-687-7993 or visit SignoramawPB.com.
Whether you need batteries, tires, or services, we know you depend on your vehicle. You can depend on St. Lucie Battery and Tire with the largest inventories, expert technicians, and a best price out the door every day guaranteed. You'll drive away with confidence. Life doesn't stop, and neither should your car. St. Lucie Battery and Tire is here for you. Our experts keep your vehicle ready with batteries, tires, and service you can trust. Fast, friendly, and always reliable.
Big summer flavor is waiting at DQ Grill and Chill. Right now, enjoy the perfect $7 meal deal. 3-piece chicken strips, fries, medium drink, and a sundae, all for just $7. And for $2 more, you can upgrade to the new DQ Blizzard of the Month. Nestle drumstick with peanuts. Bite into choco-covered drumstick pieces, plus peanuts blended into DQ's world-famous soft serve. It's the perfect crunchy and creamy treat all in one. And it's only at DQ Grill and Chill, 4828 Lake Worth Road and US 1 just south of North Lake.
Now, it's time for a little R&R.
Call into the bucket, lays it up and in.
Ball game, Rizzo.
Live in the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, this is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
This team is going to be tough when they finally get it together.
Sit back and relax. Let Russo and Rizzo take you home.
Oh, mercy! Light him up, Collins!
You know, last week when I was in Wyoming and you asked me what I was hot on, what I was pissed off about, I went right after the Darien, Connecticut Little League baseball team that was in their super regional or whatever you call it. And against Bayonne, New Jersey, we're a chance to go to Williamsport, which is going on right now. Weather delay right now on ESPN. Darien, Connecticut. And I'm from New Canaan, Connecticut, which is right next door. And the Darien, Connecticut manager, coach, intentionally walked this one player on Bayonne, New Jersey, Mason Rincon, 12-year-old, Little League World Series. They intentionally walked him 3 times in a game where Darien blew a 4-0 lead and a 6-4 lead to lose to Bayonne, New Jersey. And they walked this kid, the 2-spot hitter. I didn't know not much about him. I didn't watch too much of Bayonne heading into that game, but I did watch that game. And Darien started the game with a top of the first 4-run inning, half inning. And then they turn around and they intentionally, the first batter gets on base on balls, the full count, was able to get the walk. The kid Rincon comes up. Darien, up 4-0 in the first inning, walks the kid. What? Intentionally, 4 pitches. Goodbye. All right? We intentionally walked a 12-year-old? Coach, got to be thinking a little bit. Long story short, the 3-spot hitter who they pitched to, 2-run double, 2-run score. They end up evening the game out. Darien, that is, the Connecticut team, they intentionally walked this kid 3 times in 3 at-bats in a 6-inning game. 3 times. They walked him again in the 3rd, and then he was on base, and then he ended up scoring, and then they walked him again to load the bases up 2 runs in the 5th inning. And they walked him to load the bases, and then that same 3-spot hitter who had a 2-run double in the 1st, guess what? Another 2-run double in the 5th to tie the game. And you're sitting there thinking, gee, who's shocked? Coach, at least the 2-spot hitter didn't hit us, didn't kill us. At least it was a 3-spot hitter. That's where coaches think they're Terry Francona, and they're trying to run away with some big moment, trying to strategize a little too hard here. And I thought that was a disgrace. You're intentionally walking the 12-year-old in the bottom of the 1st? Really? Up 4-0? I understand 5th, 6th inning, if the guy's a big-time hitter. I understand that. I can live with that. But 3 times throughout the game, that is utterly ridiculous. I come to find out that same kid, leading into that Connecticut game to finish off that Little League World Series, Bayonne, New Jersey ends up winning, and they played yesterday against New England. Leading into that game, the kid was 2 for 2 with 7 intentional walks in his last 9 at-bats. You're thinking, oh, my God. So Darien's not the only team that's been doing this. And the 2 for 2 was a double and a home run. Oh, God. All right. So I'm not going to give credit to the Connecticut coach, but what I will say is it's still a disgrace. He's still got to pitch to a 12-year-old. It's not Barry Bonds, please. I mean, gee, is it Johnny Bench back there? What I do know after that is that same Bayonne, New Jersey team played last night at 7 p.m. on ESPN. All right, so I made sure to watch it. And in a very, very good game for what it's worth. And I like the Little League World Series. It gives you a little bit of postseason atmosphere of baseball heading into September and October. That same kid started the game on the mound. He struck out 8, made several plays in the field. He surrendered a home run, but ultimately pitched pretty much a gem for his team. All right? And credit to this New England team because they pitched this kid. This two-spot hitter, Mason Rincon of Bayonne, New Jersey. They pitched to him. He had a foul out. He struck out. I'm watching that. I'm thinking this guy's human. Connecticut should have been pitching to him this whole game. And then in the bottom of the sixth, tied at 1-1, this Mason Rincon gets finally pitched to again. And a walk-off home run, the first of this entire tournament, ensues. 888-760-3776. This kid walks it off, rounds the bases, and before he hits third base, he does want to, it's described as a throat slash. I think we're a little running away with the definition. He does a sort of both hands at the shoulder, over. That hand motion where the hands go in front of your chest, forget it. It's done. LeBron has a number of those. It's over. Sort of like when they have a great dunk in a dunk contest. Done. That's what the kid does. Not only did people in the broadcast bring it up, fans in the building were like, this kid should be suspended. That is a disgrace. Classless. Are we really at the point as sports fans where we are now criticizing 12-year-olds on how they celebrate in a baseball game? And I was watching that. I didn't think for 1 second watching it live, what a disgrace that this kid just did it's over after a walk-off home run in the Little League World Series, the mecca of 12-year-old athletics. 888-760-3776. I can't believe it. You have fans saying he should be suspended. What a disgrace. Shame on the father who's also a coach on the team. What? Guys, let a 12-year-old have fun. Can we, please? And I was down on the opponents, and credit to this New England team, they actually pitched to him. Maybe he's Barry Bonds. Maybe. Credit to them for actually pitching to him. 888-760-3776, number to get into the program. Go to Hicks in Long Island. Hicks, you're joining the program. What do you got for us here?
Hey, Colin, this is Chris from Hicksville, Long Island. How are you?
Good, Chris. What do you got for us?
Yeah, I believe I'm in one town away from where your dad grew up.
Okay, so you're near Syosset, Long Island. Okay, how about that? What do you got for me today?
Yeah, I'm one town over. I hope he does well next week, and maybe you can fill in for him at the U.S. Open up here in New York. He's going to be missing out on action, I would think, but.
He will not be missing out on much action. He's got the shoulder surgery, but yeah, he has different fill-in guys that are not named Colin. But go ahead.
That's a shame. Anyway, the Pete Alonso missed home run last night.
Yes.
And while it was awful, and I'm saying this as a Yankee fan, it was awful. But I don't know why everyone is shocked that a huge boo-boo happened when. At the end of the day, human error is going to happen. You know what I mean? And I remember last year when Aaron Judge hit a home run in Tampa, and because they're playing at Steinbrenner Field, and it was clearly a home run, but they screwed that up too. This might have been more egregious, but human error is going to happen. We can do all the instant replays that we want. We're never going to get every single call right, unfortunately. But that's unless all the calls are done by computers and we have a system set up that they can have the access to it, like the strike zone, it's just not going to happen.
Now, let me ask you this, Chris. How many of the replays did you see of the Alonso home run? There's one that's sort of on the third base line. There's one that they showed on the broadcast. The one they showed on the broadcast is adamantly looks like a home run, well over the foul pole, no problems there. Then I actually saw another one from kind of around third base line, and it looked a little sketchier in terms of where the ball actually was. Besides the point, even if it was wishy-washy, if you could tell me where a pitch was over the plate within centimeters of the strike zone, we should be able to determine whether a ball in the seventh inning in a tie ball game at 3-3 is out or foul ball. That's all we need to say. In an era where everything is being so policed, how are we not getting this right?
I saw the one that made it look like a home run, and the only thing I would say, what you said is a good point, but certain shots are going to have a better picture, in theory, I would think, than others, in theory. So I would think the third baseline. So if you have a shot that clearly has a very clear picture, then that should rule the day.
Now you're not wrong. Now one thing you're also considering, you're taking into consideration that the umpire crew is using the broadcast's angle on the camera, which is not the case usually. I don't know exactly, but I'm under the impression they might have a different look at it. And remember, the call on the field was foul. The call on the field was foul. So they need indisputable evidence. I agree. It looked like a fair ball. I believe the Orioles actually released the ball flight stats that they had on the iPad in the dugout, and it was fair the whole way. But the bottom line is the fact that we don't have technology similar to like a tennis match where you could call for a challenge and the ball is within centimeters of in or out. The fact that we can't track that with the foul poles, which are unobstructed views, is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, you know that it's true. When you watch a tennis match now, I don't know if you remember, but I'm a huge, I alluded to in the beginning of the call, I'm a huge tennis fan. It's just amazing. It's just out of the game. You never, look, John McEnroe's hair may not be great today if he had that technology, although you could argue it might not even help this game, but because he played better angry. But it is amazing watching a tennis match because none of all the call, I think, in fairness, the error factor is like 1/8 of a millimeter or something crazy. But, the way they're able to get these balls hit at 80, 90, 100 miles, and even on serves, much more than that, clipping the line, it's taken to the, it's just so tremendous for the sport.
Exactly. And why can't baseball do the exact same thing with foul ball versus home run calls? Because you're talking about a scoring play. This is not an inconsequential play. You can even make the argument the balls and strikes are inconsequential in the grand scheme of things comparatively to a ball being out or a ball or as a foul ball or a ball being a home run.
The only thing I can think of is however that is set up on a tennis court, even if it's at the stadium court at, let's say, at Arthur Ashe in New York, which is gigantic. Maybe in a ballpark, to get however they would have to align to get that. Maybe it's a lot more, it's very, very involved. I don't know. That's the only thing I can think of. But, they're able to do it with the balls and strikes to the millimeter. Something is, because at the end of the day, you're trying to get a picture of, fair or foul from the foul pole. That's all if it's to the left or the right of the foul pole, on both, on both ends. So that's all you're trying to do.
Right. 1,000%. And Chris, I appreciate the call. Thank you for calling in. Chris in Hicksville, right in the Long Island area. Appreciate you giving us a ring there, Chris. And I understand if you want to make. I thought personally it was a fair ball, and it looked like a fair ball. And we'll bring up the video next segment, and we'll show that it pretty much was a fair ball. But the bottom line, the overarching argument that I would have before we get back to the phone lines is, if you are in a position now where you can determine whether a ball or a strike is within the inch or within the millimeter, you should have a plan in place for when a ball goes over the foul pole and we need to determine whether it's in or out. It just feels like day one things. You want to rely on the umpire's eye on the third baseline, fine. But you need to have cameras. That should be challengeable, and it should be, to a T, able to determine whether it's in or out. And the fact that we're having a conversation based off of angling and we don't even have a perfect angle, that is stupid. That should be changed. You want to ABS? You want to make the umpires obsolete? Fine. You already took steps to do that. You got to continue to do that with a major consequential play such as a home run versus a foul ball, 3-3 in the seventh inning of a tie ball game between division rivals. Come on. Especially one in the division race, and they ended up losing the game. It's a consequential game, consequential play. 888-760-3776, Little League World Series, Pete Alonso. We'll bring up the Pete Alonso thing on next as well. Ernie in West Palm, what do you got for us today? Ernie, how are you?
Good. I want to touch on both of those things.
Go ahead.
The home run. Okay. I don't know how many people have ever seen the replay booth in Secaucus. There are 1,000 TVs over there. I don't want to hear it. That was a home run. They could have made a call right back to the dugout. I'm sorry. That was outrageous. You're telling me, I don't know how many times I've seen the replay cut of the booth or the studio in Secaucus. I've seen 1,000 TVs. Am I wrong? I've seen 1,000 TVs there. And you're telling me none of them could stop and replay that a couple of times in a sequence of 5 seconds. You're telling me they could not get that call right at all? Nonsense. Come on, baseball. You already got the umpires out of the game. Go ahead, Colin.
And with, Ernie, another thing to add to that, I mean, let's take into consideration, too, where the Orioles are at. You know, they're fighting for a wild card spot right now. And there are a bunch of teams that are within 2-3 games of each other, and that was their third straight lost game. And you could make the argument, hey, the Yankees still scored 2 runs the rest of the way. Nonsense. That killed the momentum of the game, and it really did. It's hatcheted all their the forward momentum that they had. And if it's Pete Alonso, I don't care who it is. You need to have, there's 15 angles for first base, there's 15 angles for second, there's 15 angles for third, and there's a billion angles for home.
They have them.
You need to have technology involved there. Need to be technology involved there. Not a doubt.
They have it. This is a phone call. They could have phone called it. They could have phone called and say, hey, reverse the call. It's a home run. It's really that simple. And then for the Little League. And this is coming from a Little League coach. Oh, my God. Whoever you are, coach, I hope you're listening. Shenanigans, guy. You would have walked my guy 3 times. You should never coach.
I agree. I don't care how good the kid is. We can't intentionally walk a kid 3 times in a game.
You can't. Okay, I'm just coming from. I know people out there going, "This guy's a coach." Yes, I'm a coach. I play people. I play the kids. I play everybody on the bench. My rule is everybody plays. You pitch to everybody. You don't walk nobody. Everybody plays. So that nonsense of walking somebody intentionally is bananas. 3 times? Come on, guy.
Ernie,
you're telling me you can't put the ball in play? That's nonsense.
That was against the Connecticut team last week. And then yesterday, the same kid who they walked 3 times, he had the walk-off. Give him the moment. And then now everybody's pounding this kid's walk-off because he's celebrating going around the bases. What are your thoughts on that? I know it's a little different, but the kid, he celebrated a walk-off.
He said that was... Yeah, and that was end of game. That was I don't know what people thought that it was like a slash mode. No, it's end of game, people. And he used both of his arms. It's called end over, end of game. Game over. It's nothing about killing or dying, nothing. Just game over. That's it, people. Stop getting white people society going bananas. He wasn't doing no slash throw things. Game over, guys. That's it. That's what it was. That's what you say. Emotions, man. Come on. Emotions of the game, and these are kids. And now you're telling me you're going to take out the emotions of kids out of the game? You guys are being bananas. Come on. Emotions is part of the game. Let them play on. Let's go, Little League. Let's go.
Appreciate the call, Ernie. Thank you. Find me up here on a Thursday afternoon here, 21 after the hour. That's Ernie in West Palm. Ernie, as a Little League coach, I'm not one. I was a youth basketball coach for 13, 14-year-olds. If a kid wants to celebrate, don't get in the way. Yeah, sure. You can lecture him after. What are you going to tell a 12-year-old how to act in terms of etiquette? And the Pete Alonso thing, as Chris in Hicksville brought up, the fact that there's not technology for that is a little ironic. They're trying to tech out baseball left and right. Nonsense that they cannot determine outside of the eye test and camera angles whether a ball is out or a ball is in a crucial game for a team in a wild card race. Come on. Got to be better than that. We're going to bring up the video next. We're going to continue to react to that Pete Alonso home run. Also, I'll tell you, Bayonne, New Jersey, this Mason Rincon kid is must watch. He started on the mound, he struck out 8, and then he had a walk-off in the 6th. I mean, I like postseason baseball as much as anybody, and I had to see the kid they intentionally walked 7 times. Sacrilegious to baseball, if you ask me, especially for a 12-year-old. But kid's got something. Say that. Kid's got something. Just because he's great doesn't mean he should get punished for it and just be put on base. He's not Ohtani. It's not Ohtani, right? It's not Barry Bonds. Can we calm down? Pitch to him. Wasting everybody's time. 888-760-3776. The number to get into the program, that's 888-760-3776. Colin Russo in on Russo Rizzo. I don't even think I had introed the show yet. We got Elias Bustamante behind the glass. No Mike Rizzo today. He's with family today. But we got you for the next 2 hours up until 6 p.m. That's the number to get into the show is 888-760-3776, the number to get in. Speaking of going down the street, driving down the street, God forbid, you get into a little bit of a fender bender, car gets tuned up a little bit, car accident, truck accident, slip and fall, whatever it might be, all of a sudden you need an accident attorney. Well, I'm here to tell you the best option here in South Florida, the best option for that protection and for that compensation is none other than Anajar and Levine accident attorneys. That's Mark Anajar and Glenn Levine. They're the type to get your back, and you know they get your back because they don't even get paid unless you do. They want you to get that maximum compensation, and they work tirelessly to get that done. That can be, like I said, in the car accidents, truck accidents, slip and fall scenarios. All of a sudden, you could make an you have 15,000 options. You drive down 95. But there's only one best, and that is Mark and Glenn with Anajar and Levine. Do not waste your time. Go get that consultation, a free consultation today by picking up the phone, calling 1-800-747-FREE, 1-800-747-3733. Anajar and Levine is your option if you're looking for accident attorney protection and accident attorney coverage. Elias Bustamante behind the glass. We're going to play a little of those videos. We're going to see what the Pete Alonso, the two angles that I saw. We're going to go through those on the YouTube stream on the other side. Stay tuned for it. Elias Bustamante, Colin Russo, it's Russo Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Transworld Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
What's the Anajar and Levine difference? When you're injured in a car crash, we focus on your case so you can focus on the one thing that matters most, getting better. I'm Glenn Levine with Anajar and Levine. We'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call our legal team right now for a free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE. We'll help you take back control of your life. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In office, West Palm Beach.
Okay, here's the deal. You gotta get up, shower, get dressed, then get in the car, but there's a sausage McMuffin with egg meal, with crispy hash browns and small McCafe coffee waiting for you at McDonald's for just $5. Did I mention you can now choose hot or iced coffee? I knew you could do it. McDonald's, your morning, handled. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. For a limited time only. Promotion pricing may be lower than meal pricing. Some people are embarrassed to admit they like saving money. Not me. I'm a fan of saving, and a fan of McDonald's. And while everything else keeps going up, nothing hits better than ordering the Big Mac meal. Crispy medium fries, ice-cold Coca-Cola, $8. It's delicious, it fills me up, and honestly, I'm proud of it. Big Mac meal. $8, only at McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. For a limited time only. Promotion pricing may be lower than meal pricing. Coca-Cola is a registered trademark of the Coca-Cola Company.
Whether you need batteries, tires, or services, we know you depend on your vehicle. You can depend on St. Lucie Battery and Tire. With the largest inventories, expert technicians, and a best price out the door every day guaranteed, you'll drive away with confidence. Life doesn't stop, and neither should your car. St. Lucie Battery and Tire is here for you. Our experts keep your vehicle ready with batteries, tires, and service you can trust. Fast, friendly, and always reliable.
It's the summer sales event with the Ford crew.
Anna, what says summer to you?
Sunshine, road trips, camping.
And?
Ford being #1 in new vehicle quality among mainstream brands according to J.D. Power.
And?
And low APR offers with Ford credit financing on a select lineup of Ford trucks and SUVs.
My kind of summer.
For APR offer information, visit Ford.com or your local Ford dealer. For JD Power 2026 U.S. Initial Quality Study Award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Awards based on 2026 model year.
Kane is in the building.
Let's get back to the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
If you missed this joke of a call, for right or wrong, in this Yankee-Oriole game last night, I'll try to loop you in as best I can. So let's put it this way. In a crucial, in a lot of ways, at this point in the season, divisional or wild card race against a divisional rival, 3-3, bottom 7, and all of a sudden, Pete Alonso gets a deep fly ball in the 7th to take the lead. Pete Alonso's rounding the bases. They call it on the field a foul ball. All right, immediately challenged. We're going to see what's going on here. We're going to go through it. And based on the broadcast, it looked very, very fair. The umpires on the field went through it, and they came back, and they confirmed the call of foul ball. The Yankees went on to score 2 in the next half inning to take a 5-3 lead and essentially seal the game. Orioles are pissed off for good reason, and based on the angle of which you see the video will determine whether you think it is a fair ball or a foul ball. I want to play the call of what they showed during the broadcast and how the broadcasters reacted. But let's take a listen and a look. If you're watching on the YouTube stream, it's Russo and Rizzo, ESPN 106.3. On ESPN South Florida, we are streaming. Take a listen to this call when this actually happened and how the guys reacted once the umpires changed the call on the field. Let's take a listen.
Pete Alonso, the 2-out batter, on a night where he has homered.
Alonso drills it. That ball is headed for the moon. Will it stay fair? It's foul. Oh, no.
I probably got to take a look at this.
This is a crew chief review of the call foul ball.
Oh, that ball went over, foul ball.
That's a fair ball.
Yep.
That is inside the pole, and Pete knows it. This just has to be overturned. It has to be. And here we go. Here's Will Little.
After review, the call on the field stands.
Oh, my gosh. Come on, Will. Strikes 3. Pete's going to have his say here. Greg Alvarez comes out because he doesn't want Pete to get ejected.
First of all, great broadcasting right there. Come on, Little. Got to be better than that. That's great. That's game, 130 if I've ever heard of it. But so what happened in that third inning, 2 outs, tie game, Pete Alonso, 2 strikes or 1 strike, sends one essentially where the retired jerseys are. And they thought it was fair ball. The announcers, the broadcast team, and the cameras that are made available only to the broadcast show very clearly, if you saw on the YouTube stream, that it was over the foul pole. It was very much looked like a fair ball. And those are strategically placed cameras. That's what the fans are supposed to go off of. What are we supposed to think differently? So everybody in the building thinks that it's a fair ball, including everybody in the dugout. And then all of a sudden, the umpires who called it foul on the field decide to go back, and they confirm the call of foul. Now, there's a second video I'd like to play as well of a different angle. We're going to play that in a second. And the different angle was sort of on the third base line. And it's a little different because it's not necessarily the broadcast's audio or a broadcast video. It begs the question, before we show the clip, how it is not obvious when a ball is fair or foul over the foul pole in left and right field, how it is not clear, confirmable is probably the word I'm looking for, is a complete disgrace. How can you be a serious league when you are implementing ABS, the pitch clock, you're changing on the mountain visits, you're expanding the bags, you're expanding the playoff, and you're trying to change rules left and right, but we can't do something as simple as determining whether a ball is fair or foul. Now, maybe the fans are completely wrong here. Maybe the umpires got it right. The replay review center came out and doubled down on the decision. The bottom line is, if you are watching on the broadcast, why are the fans not susceptible to the same exact viewpoints and the same exact clear as day, allegedly, clear as day evidence that this is a foul or a fair ball? The fact that they can't tell that and there's not a technology that determines whether a ball is left or right of the foul pole or above the foul pole or it's in foul territory, how they don't have tracking. You watch the home run derby and you could see the outline of the ball in the outfield. You could see the exact 3D print of the ball flight whenever a ball gets launched in the playoffs. And we can't determine clear as day whether it's fair or foul. That's where we're losing this a little bit. We're losing the plot a little bit. And I can't say for sure because I don't know. Because there's two videos. One looks fair, one looks foul. What am I supposed to think? Let's go to the second video here on ESPN South Florida on YouTube, ESPN West Palm on Twitter and Facebook. The second video of Pete Alonso's home run that was called back as a foul ball upon review, which the Orioles are livid about, and all the Oriole fans are livid about, and the broadcast didn't agree with. Let's take a look at the second angle I found. And Pete Alonso launches it, if you're looking at this. It's going far, it's far. No ball flight tracker, but the ball looks, at least in this one, which is a little bit more on the third base line, it looks left of the foul pole. And this is in left field. It looks left of the foul pole. It looks a little bit more like a foul ball. And I'm not going to sit here and go anti-Yankee on you. But what I can say is that if you can't determine this clear as day, find a way to determine this clear as day. Doesn't need to be every time. If you want to include in the human error, is something that Chris and Hicksville brought up. If you want to continue the human error, and I think there's something to that, the traditional nature to it, fine. But it needs to be reviewable and it needs to be fixable. That is not a subjective call. That should not be a subjective call. The fact that it almost is a subjective call should not happen. Not for something as consequential as a seventh inning blast to take a lead against a divisional rival in the midst of a wild card race. That is not how you should do this. So I kind of feel for Pete Alonso there because you almost think he gets screwed. And the Orioles, keep in mind, the teams in the AL wildcard race, the Twins currently have it at 63 and 65. The Blue Jays are a step behind them. They've played well, by the way, at 63 and 66. Texas Rangers are at 62 and 65. They're tied right there, essentially, in terms of win-loss percentage with the Blue Jays. The Guardians are a game back. The Orioles are a game and a half back. And they're tied with the Tigers. You're talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 teams within 3 games of the wild card. And you're doing that to determine a home run or a foul ball? I don't even know. The bottom line, I thought it was fair. It looked fair in the broadcast. Now it looks foul on this random video that I found that showed from a different angle. How does the broadcast not have that? How do they not have that? That's where I can't buy it. 888-760-3776. Did you see the Pete Alonso home run? And did you think it was a home run? Do you think it was a fair ball? You think it was fair? Do you think they should have counted it? Do you think my bottom line is that is just a blanket for a major problem that baseball has, and God forbid it happens in a big-time game. I mean, that should be clear as day. Larry in Boynton Beach joins the program now. Larry, what do you got for us today? Welcome in.
Hi, good afternoon. I just want to say, as a Yankee hater, a very substantial play before you were born, 1996. Look at the playoffs, Orioles-Yankees, Armando Benitez pitching to Derek Jeter. The ball was clearly on the field. Tony Tarasco ready to catch it. A 12-year-old punk from Connecticut named Jeffrey Mayer reaches on the field, catches it, pulls it into the stands, and Richie Garcia, the umpire, called it a home run.
That's right.
That's what we deal with the Yankees.
That is a good point.
They always get their way.
That was at game 1, I believe.
That's all.
I know the play for sure. But you're right. Listen, they've gotten that wrong a whole lot. Steve Barton play, another one. Marlins were the beneficiaries of that. 2003, one of the most consequential games in Cub history. Now, Larry, upon that,
and Lou would have caught that.
Right? Did you think that the umpires got it right in the field? Did you see the play?
The one, no, definitely not.
You did not think it was a fair ball. You thought it was a foul.
I feel. Oh, well, you're talking about the Alonso play?
I'm talking about the Alonso play.
I thought the Alonso play was a fair ball.
I tend to agree.
I mean, you're right. From the one angle, it's sketchy, but you look at the other angle, without a doubt, it's over. It's just very few calls ever seem to go Baltimore's way. The one that comes to mind is in football with the Ravens and Justin Tucker kicking right over top of the goalpost. And Belichick lost his mind. Oh, it's no good. It's no good. No, it went right over top of the pole. They called it good. That's one of the few that went our way. But usually Baltimore loses out on all those calls.
Larry, you're under the impression that this was a little bit of Yankee bias that seeped in here?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. They're the
200%.
darlings. They're the darlings, whether they like it or not. You're right. You're not wrong, Larry, and I appreciate the call. Thank you for chiming in. He thinks the Yankees are and he's an Oriole guy, but he thinks the little Yankee bias seeped in there. There's not something to it. 96 game one of the ALCS, the Jeter play, the Jeffrey Meyer incident. That's another one. But that's another one where there's sometimes it's a tricky. Steve Bartman plays another famous one. People want to blame Steve Bartman, but people don't realize the Alex Gonzalez era that followed it that would have closed the inning on a double play at shortstop. And he didn't. He wasn't able to do it. Didn't turn two, and all of a sudden the game goes awry, and the game was blown, and then the game's over. But this was not like that. Baltimore got screwed there. That's a crucial game. Now all of a sudden, instead of a game up, they're a game and a half back of that AL wildcard. Got to have a better way to handle the stuff in the outfield. To Larry's point, I didn't even think about this. Another good comparison is the ball going over the uprights. How is that not clear as day? We got the two guys underneath trying to eyeball it. It's pretty clear that there is technology made available. And another one I'd bring up is the Josh Allen QB sneaks that we thought were over the line in the AFC Championship game about a year and a half ago, where they did the QB sneaks, guys were over top, and the ball. That's what sparked the ball tracking technology that you could determine where the ball is versus where the first down marker is. The fact that it took to 2025 to figure out technology like that is ridiculous. And I understand that's part of sports. Guys get lucky. There are dozens of championships around sports based on bad calls. But we are now in 2026 where the criticism is higher because of the replayability and everything like this. Got to have technology. Have an umpire make the call in the field, and if the umpire is wrong, have a computer, technology, have a way to confirm in or out to make it clear. If the broadcast doesn't know, the fans don't know, and why can you blame the fans for getting upset? Great call, but that cannot happen. 888-760-3776. Going to continue on the program here. We got college football players now getting re-eligible, or excuse me, NFL players, former college players, that are now getting re-eligible for college football and are potentially leaving their respective teams. We'll get into that, get into a little AL, NL wildcard race. A lot of things to do, a lot of things to talk about. Stay tuned for it. It is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Whether it's a clutch touchdown pass, a game-winning dunk, or an impressive dash to the finish, we want to highlight the best performance of the week. The winning performance will receive $500 courtesy of Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Catch the biggest moments and winners all season long on ESPN 106.3 and ESPN West Palm Play. Nominate them today by emailing highschool@espnwestpalm.com. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Welcome to being treated like a pro.
ESPN 106.3 is your home for live sports, presented by Hard Rock Bet, the home of Inter Miami, the Florida Panthers, and the Miami Heat, with all of the biggest live events in sports. If it's happening in sports, it's happening right here on ESPN 106.3, South Florida's home for sports, presented by Hard Rock Bet. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida, must be 21 plus, physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. If you or somebody you know has a gambling problem, please call 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
Hey, Hey, it's Steph Prince here, and in South Florida, you need an AC team that can deliver in the clutch. That's why my family trusts Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning. As a mom of 3, trust me, when your AC goes down, you don't want to strike out with the wrong company. You want a team that keeps the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps the family cool. And Bob Bradley knows a thing or two about coaching a winning team. He coached his son Bobby all the way to becoming a first-round draft pick, and now he's helping his grandson Trey develop his game. And one thing's for sure, high standards run in the Bradley family. Bob brings that same major league mindset to the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning. From residential and commercial repairs to installations, maintenance, and upgrades, they step up to the plate and get the job done right the first time. And while Bob waits for Trey's call to the majors, he's still delivering major league service every single day right here in South Florida. Call Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning today at 561-793-7497 or visit bradleyair.com.
Hey, it's Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike, and I've got news you need to hear. Every day, every show, every game, ESPN 1063 keeps raising the bar. If you're on the go, the new ESPN South Florida app is your ultimate streaming destination for everything sports. Our shows, our games, and everything you need right in your pocket. No more excuses, no more boring drives, no more pretending you like that true crime podcast your friend keeps recommending. This is ESPN 1063, the home for football, the home for fans, and the home for you.
Big summer flavor is waiting at DQ Grill and Chill. Right now, enjoy the perfect $7 meal deal. 3-piece chicken strips, fries, medium drink, and a sundae, all for just $7. And for $2 more, you can upgrade to the new DQ Blizzard of the Month. Nestle drumstick with peanuts. Bite into choco-covered drumstick pieces, plus peanuts blended into DQ's world-famous soft serve. It's the perfect crunchy and creamy treat all in one. And it's only at DQ Grill and Chill, 4828 Lake Worth Road and US 1 just south of North Lake.
Let's get back to the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 1063.
ESPN West Palm had a wonderful fantasy draft yesterday at Adrian's Pizza Bar at City Place. Fantasy football a little early, and it's one of those things where I wasn't involved, but I went for one reason and one reason only, and that was the outstanding pizza and the outstanding vibes. Really two reasons why you should head down to Adrian's Pizza Bar at City Place. It's good for the big game. I was able to watch Bayonne, New Jersey take on the New England champion yesterday. I was able to watch a little bit of the golf highlights. I was able to watch a little bit of the Cincinnati, the Cincinnati Open, which is going on. You got the U.S. Open around the corner. You got all this action on sports. Where are you going to watch it? Adrian's Pizza Bar has all the TVs. They got the handcrafted cocktails. They got the original square pizza. They got all the best Italian food. And they got a great menu for lunch and for dinner. Open from 11:30 a.m. to midnight every single day. They got 2 happy hours a day. Take advantage. Go bring the missus. Go bring mom. Go bring dad. Go bring a friend. Go set up a fantasy draft. You could do this all at Adrian's Pizza Bar at City Place. Go check them out today, just down the street from us here at City Place. 888-760-3776. Number to get into the program. That's 888-760-3776. Let's go to Atlanta. Carter in Atlanta, welcome into the program. What do you got for us?
What's going on, Colin? Yeah, it just got me thinking, just because of this foul pole talk, that, why don't they just raise them? So I started looking into it. They used to have a 90-foot pole and then lower. Now, I'm assuming AI is correct on this, but then they lowered it to a 7-foot pole in 2008. And the only reason listed is because it was unnecessarily tall.
Really? And so they did it just so they could determine whether fair and foul, and then they went lower and lower. I mean, guys are hitting it harder than ever. There's no better reason than today to get more out of it. Even if you want to build a giant pole, do whatever you got to do. Why can't technology figure this out? That's my question, Carter.
Well, and that's fine to get technology, because I'm sure it could, and you're absolutely right. But that's why I started thinking and going down this rabbit hole of why not just make the pole taller, because that would be the easiest way to figure this out. And I couldn't find anything specifically saying that they couldn't have a taller pole or that there's a standard size. I don't know. I'm going off AI with this, so I assume it's correct, but I just thought that was interesting. Just wanted to let you know.
Yeah, and Carter, that's not a bad idea. And I'm actually going to look into the history of that as well. The history of the foul pole lengths, or the heights, is an interesting little subtopic from this conversation about the Pete Alonso missed home run, or I guess the home run called foul that they had yesterday in that Yankee-Oriole game in the 7th inning, which would have given the Orioles a 4-3 lead heading into the 8th inning. And they instead called it foul, killed all the momentum, strikes out, and all of a sudden the Yankees score 2 in the top of the 8th, and the game is over. 888-760-3776, number to get into the program. Let's go to I-95. Steve at I-95. Steve, what do you got for me today? Welcome in. How are you?
Hey, Colin, how's it going? Hey, I called a little early. I wanted to talk about the NFL washouts crawling back to college.
We're about to get into that, Steve. First of all, I'm surprised it hasn't happened to this point because it's happened all over college basketball.
Yeah.
But do you think we're going to see 4 ex-NFL players playing in college? Do you think there's going to be something to get in the way here?
There's too much litigation in sports. You had the Sorsby incident where he tried to force his way back in. You had the Tulsa Little League get disqualified. They went to a judge and tried to force their way back in. You had a judge rule for these 14 or 15 players for extra eligibility. That's where that's coming from. I mean, why don't the Orioles and Pete Alonso go to the court system and have a judge rule that a home run?
Honestly, you're 1,000% right about the litigation and going to judges, and it just takes one guy in some suburb of Louisiana to determine whether something can do this or somebody can do that off of restraining orders. I mean, Steve, are we going to see this get worse before it gets better? Let me ask you that before we let you go.
It's going to get better. It's going to get worse before it gets better. They need to. I know that the college sports act was out there. They need to somehow firm up the rules. And I mean, I always thought once you signed a pro contract or played in a pro game, I know it's preseason, you were done. It's like the Olympics. You forfeited your amateur eligibility because they're not really amateurs anymore. So. Kind of a gray area.
Yep. Appreciate it, Steve. Thank you for calling in there. So what Steve is talking about was how ex-Ole Miss players, there's 3 of them specifically, but they all signed with NFL teams this summer, and they're in the thick of training camp trying to make the roster. Obviously, rosters go from 100 to 53, and all of a sudden, now they are granted a temporary restraining order yesterday to return to college for just one more season. This is a trio of Ole Miss players. They joined 30 other athletes from a variety of different sports in a lawsuit filed against the NCAA in Louisiana State Court. All of this was an eligibility clause, and the list of plaintiffs for this included 16 football players, several who were signed with NFL teams and participated in training camps this month. And there was an Oregon State player in there. They're currently, and the funny part is, they're still listed on the rosters. Cut days hasn't necessarily hit yet. So these guys are still involved. They're going to be playing. And they've expressed an interest in being released from their NFL contracts. And if NFL teams release them by September 1st, about 11 days from now, they'll be allowed to join a college roster under the restraining order. So there's other guys, I guess there's an LSU linebacker, there's a South Carolina safety, there's a James Madison linebacker, there's a Notre Dame D lineman. They all joined it. So what you're telling me is the guys who went to training camp looking for their big break and stunk, and all of a sudden they want to crawl their way back to college courtesy of some random judge in the state of Louisiana? I got that right? The state of Louisiana. It's not the Harvard of states. Let's get out of the way, too. Now we got a judge somewhere in Louisiana granting NFL players who have signed professional contracts and have participated in professional level sports. Maybe not games. They're on the rosters. I'm surprised this hasn't happened yet. And a can of worms has just been opened that I don't know can be closed. 888-760-3776. How about Leo in Wellington joining the program now? Leo, welcome in. What do you got for us today? Welcome in.
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking my call. I just think this is so, preposterous because at some point, man, you gotta, not everybody can fulfill their dream all the time. We don't live in a fair world. The fair only comes around once a year. Come on and get a job like the rest of us. You know what I'm saying? Bro, you cannot just sit there and be like, I'm gonna be a college football star until you're 27. This is not your whole life, bro. You got the rest of your life ahead of you. Go just get a job like the rest of us. It just makes me sick because it's just another weird way of messing up the system, and any semblance of normal, traditional college football to me, it just really stinks because it's gone out the window. You got people and then having the Michigan game, rivalries don't really mean much anymore. Traditions don't mean much anymore, and it's like it's just all about the dollar. And yeah, it's frustrating because that's what we're all about here in the United States. But it's just frustrating. It's like, come on, bro, just come on and get a job like the rest of us. Yeah, your dream died. Okay, yeah, you're in the NFL. You try it. If you make the team, cool. You don't, go get a coaching gig, get a TA job, a grad assistant job. But you can't play anymore. Like, I just feel like the judge is probably on the LSU payroll or on the Ole Miss payroll.
And if it's any team that's going to, jump all over this, it is none other than Lane Kiffin and LSU. That's a good point there. Appreciate the call there, Leo. Thank you for chiming in. 888-760-3776, number to get into the program. The suit, 30 players, a number of college football former players who have now signed with NFL teams looking to come back. And, I mean, where do you draw the line? These are a bunch of defensive linemen, and all of a sudden, what if there's a great quarterback who falls between the cracks and, is a mid-round pick after his third season, and he enters the draft when he probably shouldn't, and he wants to jump back to his team? First of all, is the college team going to take him back? Second of all, it happened in the NBA. The NBA is a little weirder about guys getting opportunities. There have been guys who have played NBA games who have went back to play college games because they were G League 10-day contracts. But the NFL has been something different. The NFL has always felt like the path of no return. There's 7 rounds in the draft. There's dozens of undrafted free agents that are signed. There's hundreds of players that are given opportunities to try out rookie camp, veteran camp, mandatory mini camp, then training camp. And now all of a sudden you're giving the guys essentially a 3.5-month tryout period from when they sign their contract to today, to where they could decide, I want to go back to playing college. And by the way, college starts in 9 days. College football starts in 9 days. What coach would want that? Guys coming back in like that last second? I understand it's sleazy, it's slimy, and these guys don't care. But if you're an NFL washout, why you're going to leave the NFL? Aren't you closing the door for good? I understand talent bleeds through, and there have been a lot worse people that have been able to make rosters. And Terry and Arnold somehow has a job. But if you're an NFL player and you're on a roster, or you're potentially in the mix to make a roster, going to be a practice squad guy, somebody that's built a rapport with the coaches, you're going to walk away to go back to college. What's to say these NFL teams don't blacklist you for that? I'm not dealing with this guy. He just left us in the middle of training camp because he didn't think he was good enough to play. Isn't that a little sacrilegious to the game of football? It's a little against what it's all about, competing for a spot, working your way up. If you have to be buried on the depth chart for a year, fine. But now they have to run back to college every time they wash out? That is against what football is about. And I'm curious because I don't know if there have been people outspoken about this, but what if the NFL gets annoyed by this? Because what if this continues to be a little bit of a trend and the NFL continues to lose its talent pool back to college? I'm not saying they're going to lose big-time players, but they could make money in NIL. The NFL already doesn't care about college. You know that because they're scheduling games over the college football playoff. You got Seahawks, Eagles, Bears, Bills on the Saturday of the tripleheader of the quarterfinals of the college football playoff on December 19th. They don't care. And all of a sudden, there's going to be a point in time where the NFL and Goodell go, hey, college, stop allowing these guys to hop back and forth between the NFL and college. It delegitimizes our process. And if college has nothing to say about it, the NCAA, the conferences have nothing to say about it, the NFL is going to be like, fine, we're going to start scheduling more Saturday games. We're going to start killing your ratings. I don't know if the NFL is pissed about this. I'd have to assume they're not happy about this. Why would they? What, they want guys to go back to college now? They want guys dipping their toes into the NFL? No. The NFL is the last step it's the last train stop at the train station. It's the last one. Can't go back. I think the NFL likes that. It's an exclusivity. All the best football players try to make their way in the NFL. And if you don't, you go to the USFL, you go to the CFL, you go to these other professional leagues. Fine. You can't go back to college. College is the feeder system. And the NBA teams haven't gotten that annoyed because if you're a two-way player, chances are you're not going to be a viable NBA player as it is. But if you're an NFL player, NFL players come and go. You could come in and be a viable player for 3-4 years and wash out very quickly. These teams need players a lot. If you are the Cleveland Cavaliers, you got Evan Mobley for 10 years. You got James Harden for 5 years. You got Donovan Mitchell for 10 years. Sure, you lose a couple role players here and there, but your core is set. NFL, outside of your quarterback, a couple mainstays, maybe if you have a Hall of Famer or two, great. Outside of that, you're going to have a new starting corner every 3 years. You're going to have a new starting receiver every 3 years. You're going to have a new starting running back every 3 years. I got to imagine the NFL is pretty pissed about this. Why is this happening? I don't understand. I'm not surprised it's happening because there's no rules. But to think that these former college stars want to crawl their way back to college with, 72 hours until they start traveling for their games. It's a little rich. It's a little soft. And to what Steve said about the Protect College Sports Act, there needs to be some sort of baseline of laws that judges and courts can go on, because the NCAA loses every lawsuit they are involved in because there's no set of boundaries or laws or precedents that they can rely upon. There's none of them. And until that point, until there's a set of laws and still a set of anything that they could lean on and saying, hey, here's our rules, here's our precedents, therefore you can't do this, nothing's going to change. So whether that is the Protect College Sports Act, which is what made all by the politicians, or if it's, who knows, President Trump, God knows who will get involved. There needs to be somebody, something, a piece of writing that is able to set things in stone, in brick. Hey, can't move this wall. Can't move this one. There's no loopholes here. Pretty ridiculous. 888-760-3776. The lawsuit amongst dozens of college athletes, including current NFL players on rosters in training camp who are likely going to be cut, trying to crawl their way back to college for a 5th year of eligibility. And a lot of this starts from the 5-year rule that the NCAA finally put out, where you get 5 years of eligibility, red shirts, forget it. All these, unless you're specific medical circumstances, kind of forget it. You get 5 years to play and then you're out. I guess that's going to be the new norm. If guys want to crawl back after, I actually want to train with an NFL team for the summer and then I want to go back to college, and maybe the college knows that, maybe we'll do that. That's where it's harder to take a little serious. 888-760-3776, number to get into the program. We'll enter into the 5 p.m. hour. We'll do a little 5 at 5. That's all coming about here. Elias Bustamante, Colin Russo. It's Russo Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Hungry? Time for a power play at Duffy Sports Grill. We're talking juicy burgers, crispy chicken tenders, stacked sandwiches, and wings tossed just the way you like them, all part of the power play lineup. Big flavor, real portions. Choose your entree, side, and drink starting at just $13.99. So whether you're watching the game or just playing MVP at lunch, make your move with the power play at Duffy's. Duffy Sports Grill. Our game is always on.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 106.3.
WESP Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Need an extra boost? With Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union, you can earn up to $700 each year with a 7.0% annual percentage yield on balances up to $10,000. That's real money for real moments, like a family getaway or treating yourself to something special. Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union. Requirements apply to earn the highest dividend rates. Limit 1 checking account per membership. Dividend rates and annual percentage yield subject to change. Business accounts do not qualify. Insured by NCUA, official credit union of Florida Atlantic Athletics.
Hi, it's Evan Cohen. There are few betrayals in sports worse than the friend watching on a faster stream. You're locked in, game on the line, and suddenly they text, "Unbelievable!" Go away. I'm still in the huddle. You've entered my living room from the future. That's not fandom. That's digital espionage. I will mute phones, unplug doorbells, and make guests sign a spoiler waiver. The fix? Good old radio. Everybody hears it together. Everybody reacts together. And nobody ruins 3rd and goal from the future. That's how we protect the timeline. ESPN 106.3.
Whether you need batteries, tires, or services, we know you depend on your vehicle. You can depend on St. Lucie Battery and Tire. With the largest inventories, expert technicians, and a best price out the door every day guaranteed, you'll drive away with confidence. Life doesn't stop, and neither should your car. St. Lucie Battery and Tire is here for you. Our experts keep your vehicle ready with batteries, tires, and service you can trust. Fast, friendly, and always reliable.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Transworld Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
Since 2006, EDS Air Conditioning has kept Palm Beach County comfortable through every summer, every storm, and every season in between. EDS Air Conditioning is a trained comfort specialist. It's hard to stop a train. From dial thermostats to today's smart home systems, EDS delivers reliable comfort you can count on. With over 800 Google reviews and a 4.8 star rating, they've earned your trust. 20 years of keeping Palm Beach cool. Visit EDSisyes.com today.
2026 Florida football tickets are on sale now. Don't miss any of the 6 home games, including the home debut of Coach John Summerall on September 5th versus FAU. Homecoming on October 10th against the South Carolina Gamecocks. And don't miss the annual Saluting Those Who Serve game this year against the Oklahoma Sooners on November 7th. Visit FloridaGators.com and secure your seat for all of the action only in the Swamp.
Big week for week 1 of high school football. Let's take a look at the upcoming schedule for high school football presented by South Florida Ford. First things first, the number 1 team in the ESPN West Palm rankings, West Boca. They travel down to American Heritage Plantation to take on the back-to-back state champs. Should be a good one between juggernauts there. You got a top 10 battle between number 4 Atlantic and number 9 Spanish River. That is going to be taking place this weekend as well. How about Jensen Beach? Keep an eye on them as they look to crack the ESPN West Palm top 10. They travel north to take on number 2, Vero Beach, who just won their kickoff against Cardinal Newman just about a week ago. They look to be as good as anybody in the Palm Beach County Treasure Coast area. And do not forget the defending FIT champs, that's Dr. Joaquin Garcia. They make the trip out to the Muck and take on number 7 Pahokee. At South Florida Ford, football players are built tough and your truck should be too. Head into your local Ford dealer or visit Ford.com/local today.
Well. Looks like your well water could use a little help. If you're dealing with hard water, funky smells, or water that just doesn't taste right, it's time to make your well water swell water with Culligan.
Hey, Culligan, man!
Their customized water treatment systems help deliver cleaner, better tasting water all throughout your home. And right now, you can try Culligan for just $10 a month for your first 3 months. Serving South Florida since 1936. Schedule your free water test today at Culligan.com.
Now, it's time for a little R&R.
Ball into the bucket, lays it up and in.
Ball game, Rizzo! Live in the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, this is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
This team is going to be tough when they finally get it together.
Sit back and relax. Let Russo and Rizzo take you home.
Oh, mercy! Light him up, Collins!
Boy, college football's around the corner. The NFL just close after that, within 20 days of the NFL season kicking off. You got baseball in October coming about. You got wild card races heating up. There's no better time to download the Hard Rock Bet app than right now. Go get started. Go figure out how to use the app before the games get tight. You got to figure out your overs and unders. You got to figure out what the win totals are going to look like. You got to figure out who you want to win the ACC, the SEC, the Big Ten, the Pac Little or whatever it is these days, the Mountain West. You can bet on all this on the app today with college football game by game in the NBA once that starts up in about 2 months quickly. And you also got the MLB, do anytime home runs, do overs, unders, profit boosts, promo picks. Hard Rock has it all. Go refer a friend on the app, get $50 in bonus bets immediately deposited into your account. And you can do, amongst the other little tricks and parlays. God forbid the Dolphins win a couple games, and you could go bet them on the app. It's so easy. It's catered to both the new player and the experienced player. That's why it's the best place for you to go get in on the action. That is Hard Rock Bet, offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus. Physically present in front of the wager. Terms, conditions apply. Use somebody knows a gambling problem. Please call 1-833-PLAY-WISE. We got Colin Russo, no Mike Rizzo today. 888-760-3776. Number to get into the program on Russo and Rizzo. We got Elias Busamente helping us out behind the glass today. Having a grand time streaming live on YouTube at ESPN South Florida, ESPN West Palm on Twitter and Facebook. Let's bounce around. Let's have a little fun. We'll loop Elias in. Elias, first of all, how you doing today, my friend? Are you good?
I'm doing good, and you? So far, so good.
Yeah, it's one of those days. It's funny. Mike Rizzo's not here today, and he was going to hang out with his family. He's got his family coming into town, and he wanted to do a thing with his family because he's got the high school game tomorrow he's going to call. And so I didn't think he was coming in. And then all of a sudden, I'm doing Theoretically Speaking from 2 to 4, and it's around 3:55. And, it's hard to miss Mike's voice, especially through the doors.
Yeah.
And Mike's here holding court with a bunch of some of our partners and some of our teammates. I'm like, dude, what are you doing here? He's here. He's hanging out. He wants to stop by the office. That's somebody who lives in the office. It's a good quality to have. And he was hard to miss, so to speak. And he got a haircut for his family, too. You notice that?
I saw it. Yeah. I don't know.
He should grow the hair out, but he...
I think the same. That's a fade, right? How do you call it?
Yeah, bowl cut.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Elias, let's bounce around. Let's have a little fun. Let's do 5 and 5 presented by Flagler Credit Union.
5 topics.
High five.
5 o'clock.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Let's get out of here.
Endless takes.
You can't handle the truth.
All gas, no brakes.
And it's shaking Big Ten.
It's time for the 5 at 5.
Hold on to your butts.
Presented by Flagler Credit Union, proud supporter of FAU athletics. Number 1.
All right, Colin. So a minor leaguer hit his first career homer yesterday, and the ball was caught by his dad in the crowd.
Oh, wow.
Is there going to be anything topping this for this player ever?
You'd hope. For a moment, for a sentimental value, there's nothing like that. But you'd hope for a player career, you hope to get him out of the minors. Hope to go to the pros. A lot of minors guys burn out. But that's an unbelievable story. How about that? That's something the dad and the kid will never forget. And you got to assume that, you got to hope that the player will have more of a moment surrounding his career comparatively to that. But yeah, that's number 1. Let's get to number 2.
Number 2.
James Harden today and the Cavs have agreed to a new 3-year deal worth $97 million. What is the ceiling on Harden?
So I went through this today. And listen, I'm bullish on Harden. I could have without him. I don't need him on my team. But let's call it like we see it. James Harden, by the end of his career, is going to be top 8 in likely points and assists throughout his career. He is currently number 12 on the all-time assists leaderboard. And the guys ahead of him, he's at 8,873. Gary Payton's about 100 ahead of him. Isaiah Thomas is about 50 ahead of him. And then after that, he's got about 800 before he gets Oscar Robertson. I do not know. I mean, let's think. Harden probably averages 9-10 assists. Let's say he plays about 60 or 70 games. And you're talking about 500, 600 assists a season. So Harden's going to play 3 more years. He's getting that contract. You're talking about he's going to be flirting around Magic Johnson's numbers in terms of assists. He'll be top 8 in the NBA assists all time. And to really throw you for a loop, I was looking at the all-time points leaders in the NBA, and James Harden quietly is number 11 on the all-time leaders in scoring. Now, that counts the ABA, but if I'm going to do just NBA, he's number 9. Because Julius Erving's got a boatload of points from the ABA. If you want to count that, I guess you could. But James Harden, technically in the NBA, number 9. That is ridiculous. He's got 29,339 points. I thought he was around 24, 25. He is 2,000 points away from Wilt. So he'll hit Wilt, and he'll hit Dirk, who's right after Wilt. He might even hit Jordan, who's at 32,000. Harden's going to hit that, probably. I think a very good season is about 2,000, 3,000 points. He's going to hit that. This is going to be a guy who's going to be top 8 in points, top 8 in assists, and you can't think of a single thing he has done in the postseason outside of lose.
Wow.
You can't think of a single. Listen, you can't think of a single big moment James Harden has ever had individually in his career outside of career accolades. Now, I'm going to look this up right now. I actually don't know this off the top of my head. I would bet you he is top 10 turnovers all time right now. Let's take a look. James Harden is number 4 all time in all-time turnovers. Now, LeBron is number 1. Westbrook's number 2. Harden is number 4, creeping up on Karl Malone. Karl Malone, 4,500 turnovers as a power forward, a little rough. But he's number 4. He's going to be top 2, top 3 in turnovers. He's going to be top 8, 7 in assists. And he, chances are, is going to be top 8 right next to Jordan in points. That is stat inflation. He's a bona fide Hall of Famer. He is an easy Hall of Famer. He's an MVP of the league. He's had a long career. He's going to play till he's 40. He loves basketball. But I don't think anybody views James Harden's career from a serious standpoint in terms of legacy comparatively to his peers. I mean, you're talking about in the point scoring. You tell me this. Points, all-time NBA. Let's just do NBA. Actually, I'm going to do the NBA and the ABA because you get Julius Erving and Moses Malone in there. The top 13. LeBron's at 1. Kareem's at 2. Karl Malone is at 3. Kobe Bryant's at 4. Kevin Durant is at 5. Michael Jordan is at 6. Dirk Nowitzki, 7. Wilt Chamberlain, 8. Julius Erving, 9. Moses Malone, 10. James Harden, 11. Shaq at 12. Now, the good news, he's got Carmelo sitting there at 13, who's sitting there right with him as somebody who hasn't done a lot in his career postseason-wise. But outside, I mean, I can do this right now. Top 12, Shaq three-peat with the Lakers. He was the best player in the league for about 3 to 5 years. Moses Malone, three MVPs, one of the few players in NBA history, I believe one of 6, to ever get 3 MVPs. Julius Erving, NBA champion in 1983. He was the best player in the NBA and the ABA for a number of years in the late 70s, early 80s, and he's an MVP on top of that. Wilt Chamberlain, I don't need to say much more. Dirk Nowitzki's got 2011. Michael Jordan, I do not need to say more. What it's worth, Durant was the best player in the NBA, and he outshined LeBron in 2017, 2018. Kobe Bryant, don't need to say a lot more. Now, Karl Malone is somebody who hasn't had a lot of moments, but he's played in finals. Kareem, I mean, the most decorated player in terms of awards. And LeBron. James Harden has got the worst resume on that list. He's got the worst resume on that list. Karl Malone has an MVPs, too. I think he has 1 MVP. James Harden has that 2018 MVP right after Westbrook, and he's done nothing since. He's known for blowing that 3-2 lead against the Warriors in 2018. He's known for forcing his way out of Houston, forcing his way out of Brooklyn, which was working for about 2 months. Forced his way out of LA, the Clippers. I mean, now all of a sudden we were trusting him with Cleveland. I didn't even mention Philly. He burned Philly to the ground. Him and Embiid. Oh, boy, that was something. That's another one. Forced his way out of Philly. Forced his way out of the Clippers. He's an all-time great player. Is he the best player ever to not win a title? Absolutely not. Not even close. Not even close. Is he the best MVP to never win a title? Definitely not. Definitely not. Let's move on. It's my James Harden slander for a Thursday. But if you watch the Cavs play against the Knicks and you saw them hunting him down in that 20-point blown game, what was that, game 2? When the Cavs had him, basically dead to rights in the game, and then they started targeting James Harden for an entire fourth quarter and overtime. You're sitting there thinking, boy, this is the most predictable outcome in the history of outcomes, is James Harden not being reliable in a big game. Oh, my God. And here we are.
Mike must be happy.
$35 million a year for James Harden. I mean, who else are you going to pay? Let's move on. Number 3?
Number 3.
So the world of college football continues to add players, but in a different way. Multiple players who have played in the NFL preseason are looking to go back to college. Here, locally, a West Boca safety from the class of 2027 has decided to reclassify to the class of 2026 and make his way to Texas A&M.
So here's what you need to know. West Boca, which is just south of here, we cover West Boca with Palm Beach County High School sports. There's a kid who played in the West Boca's kickoff classic, 5 days ago, who is now at College Station enrolled in Texas A&M because he wanted to reclass. And that used to happen in the old days. It happens a lot in basketball. Guys will reclassify to a year ahead to get an extra year of college. Cooper Flagg did that for Duke because they're good enough to play in college. College football, you see it much more rarely because guys need another year to develop their bodies to be prepared for college football. They're not ready to be great as true freshmen like basketball players can be. This kid who was a class of 2027, I don't know if he was rightfully class of 2027. He might have reclassified to move back, and now he wants to move up again. But why are you deciding to do this again on August 20th? Did Texas A&M call you last second? Did they suffer an injury, and all of a sudden they need another safety, so they call a West Boca kid? Why are they deciding to do this now? And if I'm college football, what'd you tell the kid?
How big of a concern is this for college football?
I don't know if it's a concern for college football. I would say it's a concern for high school football. Did this kid get his diploma? Did he graduate? Is he enrolling in classes at A&M? Or is this somebody who was older, was essentially coasting high school, and then he wants to move back up, and he realized he was ready? I don't know the situation about this individual player. I heard the story, and I heard he played last week. You're telling me a high school student can now join Texas A&M on the last second in the middle when they're 12 days away from games? It's just so bizarre. You're doing this now? And I wonder if this is the 5+5 rule, which is you get 5 years of eligibility once you turn 18, and then all of a sudden, away you go. Be done when you're 23. Maybe this kid's 18. Maybe this kid's 20. I have no idea. Maybe he's 19, and he doesn't want to burn his eligibility at the high school level. I have no idea. I could, you know what? You're going up in competition. I could commend that. It's better off than a 30-year-old playing against 20-year-olds in high school football. I have much more respect for somebody trying to go up a level comparatively to down a level. The timing is just very peculiar. You're telling me a West Boca kid decided to enroll at Texas A&M. You're not playing this year. You didn't eat. You didn't bulk up with the team. You didn't lift with the team. You don't know any of the install. Are you going to redshirt? I guess you're going to be a better player. You don't care about the height. Fine. Very strange that a West Boca kid. What do you tell Coach? What do you tell Coach Potts? Coach Dylan Potts at West Boca, friend of show. What do you tell him? Coach, College Station, Mike Elko just called. They need me there Monday. What? Don't you have biology on Monday? Coach, packing my bags. I'm heading out. All right. Jeez. I think it's a testament to high school football and the state it's in, especially here in Florida, where kids transfer like it's college and kids move up and down like it's college. Kids probably getting paid, too, let's be honest. Jeez. What's number 4?
Number 4.
Oklahoma head football coach Brett
Venables.
Thank you so much. Have agreed to a new 6-year extension. Is Oklahoma a national championship or a basketball?
Weird team because they quietly made a college football playoff run last year and also pretty quietly got a home game out of it as well. Now, they lost that home game and they blew a 17-0 lead to Alabama. But for what it's worth, they like Venables. And do they want to enter into the circus that is finding a new college football coach? Who is Oklahoma going to get? Are you going to go look mid-major? Are you going to go find somebody in the American again, like everybody else in the SEC? Like our Arkansas did with Silverfield and like Auburn did with Golesh? I don't know. They like Venables. Venables' career there has been nothing short of up and down, but they had a good year last year, and they got a tough schedule because they got Michigan early. And they loved him at Clemson. Listen, I would be under the impression this guy was on a hotter seat than an extension talk, but there is nobody with better leverage than college football coaches. He went 6-7, 10-3, 6-7, and then 10-3. And he lost in every single bowl game he has coached in, including the playoff. I don't know if that's excellent. I don't know if that's commendable for Oklahoma standards. It shouldn't be. but they've recruited good players. They got the kid John Mateer coming back. You got to hope that Oklahoma could string together a halfway decent year. Now, their schedule, they're currently 10th in the rankings in the preseason, which mean absolutely nothing. But their schedule is as follows. They're at Michigan this year. They're at Georgia. They got the Red River rivalry, which is going to be at the old Cotton Bowl. They're at Florida. They got Ole Miss at home, A&M at home, and then they finish the year at Missouri, who's a top 25 team. I don't know if that's real or not, but yeah, I mean, who knows with Missouri. But as it stands today, that is 5 top 10 teams, and then a road game at Michigan and a road game at Missouri. And a road game at Florida. This is not an easy schedule. They got burned with a tough schedule last year. They had by far the hardest schedule in college football last year. So you gave them credit for finishing with 3 losses. But if they're going to walk out of here with anything less than or 3 or more, they're out. 3, they could get in. If they beat a Texas, if they win the rivalry game and then all of a sudden beat A&M and then lose to Ole Miss, Michigan, and Georgia, they're going to get in. But not an easy schedule. I wonder if that has vindicated him a little bit. Hey, you made your brutal schedule you had last year. We're going to bring you back for another year or 2. I don't know. I don't know if he's a big-time coach. He hasn't won a bowl game yet. I mean, Oklahoma, before he was there, was producing Heisman winners. He hasn't had any of those yet. I don't really know what the ceiling for them is. I don't think it's national championship, but I think if Oklahoma finds themselves in the playoff fairly consistently, 2 out of every 3 or 4 years, I think they're going to be happy. Weirdly enough, they've fallen from grace a little bit, and maybe they don't have the money. You'd think Oklahoma has money, but maybe they don't have the money. I don't know. Number 5?
Number 5.
Right, Colin, Pro Football Talk says that other NFL teams will start complaining more about Tom Brady and Troy Aikman if the Dolphins and Raiders become more competitive. How big of an issue is their involvement with their team?
I don't think this is I think this is sort of played out. It's worse with Brady than it is with Aikman. What is Aikman going to help the Dolphins do what exactly? Win games? I mean, really? Brady is a different story. Brady runs that team. Brady runs that team. Brady's the one who got Kubiak in there. Brady's the one who got Spytek in there, the general manager. I tell you today that Brady was probably the one who got Mendoza, signed, sealed, delivered as the number 1 overall pick. Brady runs that team. But I will say, it just hurts their prep from the NFL's rules. They can't talk to anybody about game plans. But Brady's good at his job, and Aikman's better. Aikman is an excellent analyst. I do not anticipate this being a major problem for Aikman. And I think Aikman's the best color analyst the NFL has to offer. So if he wants to help out the Dolphins in terms of hiring the right people, let him. Do I think it's a problem and have conflict of interest? Yes. What are they going to do? They're going to force him to what? Quit their day jobs as the recruitment analyst for the Miami Dolphins? I don't know if they're going to do that. I think Brady's a problem because Brady's an owner. Aikman helped with the search. He's an advisor. Brady owns the team. That is much more of a problem than Aikman. And I love Aikman. I think Aikman is great on the call. Excellent. But that was number 5. That was number 5. That was the 5 at 5 presented by Flagler Credit Union. Jeez. Venables extended probably shouldn't have been. That's a rough one. And you get a kid from West Boca skipping class to go to College Station. Had a biology report due on Monday, and instead he's prepping for, Texas. Really? Very strange. 888-760-3776. Number to get into the program. Elias Bustamante, Colin Russo. It's Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 1063.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 1063.
Since 2006, EDS Air Conditioning has kept Palm Beach County comfortable through every summer, every storm, and every season in between. EDS Air Conditioning is a trained comfort specialist. It's hard to stop a train. From dial thermostats to today's smart home systems, EDS delivers reliable comfort you can count on. With over 800 Google reviews and a 4.8 star rating, they've earned your trust. 20 years of keeping Palm Beach cool. Visit EDSisyes.com today.
Okay, here's the deal. You gotta get up, shower, get dressed, then get in the car. But there's a sausage McMuffin with egg meal, with crispy hash browns and small McCafe coffee waiting for you at McDonald's for just $5. Did I mention you can now choose hot or iced coffee? I knew you could do it. McDonald's, your morning handled. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. For a limited time only. Promotion pricing may be lower than meal pricing. Some people are embarrassed to admit they like saving money. Not me. I'm a fan of saving, and a fan of McDonald's. And while everything else keeps going up, nothing hits better than ordering the Big Mac meal. Crispy medium fries, ice-cold Coca-Cola, $8. It's delicious, it fills me up, and honestly, I'm proud of it. Big Mac meal. $8, only at McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. For a limited time only. Promotion pricing may be lower than meal pricing. Coca-Cola is a registered trademark of the Coca-Cola Company.
I'm Ellie Anajar of Anajar and Levine. Injured in a car crash? Never rush to settle with insurance companies, and never settle for just any attorney. Demand Anajar and Levine. Our experienced legal team will fight to win you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call me, Ellie Anajar, for a free consultation and take back control of your life. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
Main office, West Palm Beach. Ready to take on any terrain? The all-new 2026 Defender 110 P300S is here. Built for those who crave adventure without compromising on luxury. Lease the powerful 2026 Defender 110 P300S for just $879 per month for 36 months. Whether you're tackling the toughest roads or cruising the city, the Defender is ready for it all. Don't wait. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and experience the Defender like never before. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
This summer, Hard Rock Bet has the hottest baseball betting odds in Florida. Vig, juice, fee, whatever you call it, we're cutting it. It's the 10-cent summer sale. That's flat 10-cent lines for winner, spread, and over-under pregame bets. Same bets, better odds. This August, only on Hard Rock Bet.
Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Valid for moneyline, spread and over. Under pregame markets with odds between -250 and +250 only. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about your gambling? Call or text 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Hey, Albert, can you help us plan and budget for a bathroom renovation?
I certainly can. Let me review your finances.
Who are you talking to?
Albert, my AI financial assistant that I can access right in the app. It automates all things finance, moves money, pays bills, creates personalized alerts, finds savings, and so much more.
Your bathroom renovation financial plan is ready. I found cash you can put aside, and to cover the rest, Albert can get you up to $10,000 fast.
Can you find contractors nearby within our budget?
Here's a list of contractors. Would you like help requesting a $10,000 loan for your bathroom renovation?
Yes! Download the Albert app and use promo code CLEAR to access Genius. Plus, get up to $10,000 for whatever you need. Just download the Albert app right now and use promo code CLEAR to get up to $10,000. That's promo code CLEAR.
Let's get back to the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
It's Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3. Can anybody tell me where all these MLB insiders are now that the Dodgers are in hot water with the owner? Where are these people? Where's John Heyman? Where are they? Huh? First things first, Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Your option for accident attorney coverage here in South Florida. You drive that 95, you can count on it. You know, you got an hour to count about 100 different accident attorneys all on the different billboards all throughout South Florida. I'm here to tell you that there's only one best, and that is Mark Anajar and Glenn Levine at Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Mark and Glenn are the best in the business. They fight for you to get you the maximum compensation that you deserve, and you know they will because they don't even get paid unless you do. They don't even get paid unless you get a lump sum in compensation that you are deserved in these accident attorney situations. Go call them today and get a free consultation, and do not make a mistake. And more importantly, don't settle. Don't settle for just a random an accident attorney that's going to do a half you-know-what job trying to get you a halfway decent compensation. Go get the best, and that is Mark and Glenn with Anajar and Levine. Pick up the phone. Take back control of your life. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. We're sitting in the studios. That is the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Can we get this out of the way? Where are all the MLB insiders, the guys who have so much to say, when Tarek Skubal's acquired by the Los Angeles Dodgers and the Dodgers can afford it? People question why the Dodgers can afford it, and they use it as a little bit of a charcoal in the ember to why, the Dodgers can spend this because they're willing to spend it. And the Rays aren't, and the Brewers aren't, and the A's aren't, and the Guardians aren't, and the White Sox don't spend like that. And, this team doesn't spend like that. That team doesn't spend like that. How many times have I heard that in the last 2 years when they went and got Kyle Tucker, who, by the way, is miserable in Los Angeles right now, and he's miserable because he's not enjoying it, partially because of his play. But that they got Kyle Tucker. They get Shohei Ohtani. They get the deferred contracts. They were able to acquire Freddie Freeman. They got Tyler Glasnow. They got Blake Snell. They got Edwin Diaz, who stinks, but they got Edwin Diaz. Yamamoto. They got Hiroki Sasaki. Looking down the line, and all I hear is Jeff Passan bashing it down the doors saying, hey, anybody can spend like this. Anybody can be the Dodgers if they want to. We talked about it a bit yesterday. I'll bring it up again. Now you got the owner of the Dodgers, who owns 47%, Mark Walter, who owns an asset company which owns the Dodgers, but he is the primary guy who owns a sports empire which included the Lakers, included Chelsea, the Premier League team, included a F1 team, and included amongst many other things of his sports assets ownership. And this guy panic sold the Lakers after 1 year because he needed liquidation and assets. And he needs to pay off about $10 billion in loans by the end of the year, or else he's going to become a convicted felon for insurance fraud and bank fraud and misallocation of resources. And now it's coming out that the TV contract, which allows the Dodgers to spend upwards of $300 million a year because it's the most expensive TV contract in local TV contract in sports, now we're finding out that it's heavily in debt on the balance sheets of said companies that Mark Walter owns. So he's got this closed loop of invested money. He could tax write-offs. All of a sudden, you don't have the revenue sharing, doesn't take as much. And now this guy is panic selling Chelsea. He panic sold the Lakers. He might sell more to try to come up with billions before the end of the year. And people are supposed to wonder why their small market baseball team can't spend like the Dodgers can. Gee, I got an idea, because the Dodgers are likely, and this is all, this in the midst. This is all people, I'm not going to say speculation, where there's smoke, there's fire, but people are following the trail on this. Why don't the A's spend like the Dodgers? Oh, maybe because the A's don't have a closed-loop financial gig with their network TV deal, and they get unlimited money from loans off of insurance companies, life insurance companies. Taking your pensions, throwing it in the MLB. Come on. Where's Jeff Passan? Where is Ken Rosenthal, who took plenty of time last year during the postseason to tell us how good the Dodgers are at investing capital into their team? Where is Ken Rosenthal? Where is Buster Olney? John Heyman? John? Anything on the Dodgers? Why are we criticizing this like we criticized the small market Marlins for not spending money on their players? And you can, and there's reason to criticize them. But when we're anti-salary cap, hey, the Dodgers aren't the problem. I'm here to tell you, looks like the Dodgers are the problem. Where's Jesse Rogers? Where's Mark Feinsand? What's his name? Anthony Castrovance? Where are these people? Where's Ben Verlander? Where are these guys? What's his name? Joel Sherman, New York Post, I think. Any thoughts on the Dodgers? All the people, Morosi from MLB Network, where are you? Haven't heard a lot from the MLB lot in regard to what the heck is going on with the Dodgers. And I don't know if this is because the MLB told them to keep their mouths shut until they figure out what the heck's going on. But this is a major, major problem, and there have not been a peep from all the guys who wanted to lecture the little guy on how bad how bad of a job they're doing on investing in their team. The Dodgers have won, if you want to count 2020, they've won 3 championships. All right? So they won 3 championships, and they've been in the mix every single year. And they're likely going to get another one. You're going to have 4 rings that potentially are going to be attached to some shady business deals that allowed the Dodgers to get more money than they should. And another thing, I don't know if this is true, so take this with a grain of salt, but I believe that Shohei Ohtani's contract has a stipulation in it, and the deferred contract, which gets him paid for the next 30 years on deferred payments. He takes home $2 million a year, which everybody thought, oh, wow, what a genius play. Apparently, there is a stipulation in it that he can opt out at any time if Mark Walter is no longer the owner of the Dodgers. Now, why would he put that into his contract? And I don't know if it's about making good on the deferred payments, because as to my knowledge, the deferred payments, the money that is owed to him is put into an escrow, so it can't be touched and it has to be put in there. But why would he put a stipulation that if the owner's not there of this 13-year contract, I could pull out? Why is that in that contract? Very, very strange. First, it was Shohei Ohtani and the translator and the shady gambling deals. Then all of a sudden, they're controlling market size with all of Japan. And then all of a sudden, they go get Kyle Tucker. And then all of a sudden, they go get Blake Snell. Then all of a sudden, they go get Tarek Skubal. And we're being lectured that the game is fair, the players aren't playing fair. The game is fair. Players are not playing fair, and the game is not fair. Baseball is the ever-elusive triple beam balance of randomness and an element of surprise and an element of anything can happen and the magic to it, the romanticism attached to it. That is true. The game lends itself to that. But the structure of the league, things need to happen here. And I can't hear a thing. I haven't heard a thing from Ken Rosenthal, who wanted to berate the fan about how stupid they were that their small market team couldn't afford big-time players because the owner's cheap. Well, the owner might be cheap. That could be true. But the owner's also not playing with false money. He's not trying to get out of a bank fraud case in 90 days trying to liquidate $10 billion. He's not trying to do that. It's a shady owner. And I'm going to assume billionaires figure this out. He'll get out of this. But I don't know if he'll still own the Dodgers after this. And if he doesn't continue to own the Dodgers, then what? What happens to all those contracts? More importantly, if they're able to secure a cap and a floor, what happens to all those contracts then? This Walter guy, I mean, the more I read about it, the more shady it gets. And I'm not going to dive into the weeds of it. I can't explain it well enough. But what the bottom line is this Dodger owner owns a bunch of different insurance companies. And these insurance companies are responsible for the debt that the TV contracts for the Dodgers that they take on. And they do this to avoid giving money to the MLB as part of revenue sharing. The MLB has a stipulation. If you're in debt, they're not going to take as much from your local TV rights and pool it and give it to the rest of the teams. Well, the Dodgers operate purposefully in a debt so they could avoid paying this to the other teams. I mean, that's because the lenders and the takers are both the Dodgers owners, the same people. The ones benefiting it off of it are the same ones investing in it, which is, I believe, technically legal, but you got to disclose it, and he didn't disclose it. So now I'm sitting here questioning what's legitimate and what's not. We want to criticize the Astros. They didn't pull the ring. Fine. They thought they showed up for the cheating scandal. How is this that much different if a team can monopoly money their way to a title? If this comes out and if this is worse than what sort of is being let on now, how are you going to view the Dodgers titles after this? He sold his stake in the Lakers. He sold his stake in Chelsea. Is he going to have to sell and apparently that's not enough. Apparently he needs to raise $20 billion to pay off these loans. to get people off him. The Department of Justice coming after him. The Securities Economic Commission, the SEC, whatever it is, going after him. I don't understand why this is not getting more coverage. I really don't. I really don't. Jeff Passan hasn't said a peep about it. Releasing articles by the dozens about how great the Dodgers are at, developing prospects. I mean, geez. Who's to say the Dodgers, who somehow have the top farm system in baseball, I know they get the most scouts, but they get the top farm system in the history of baseball, who sells prospects by the half dozen every trade deadline, and they still manage to get 3 top 10 prospects every single season. How do we know there's nothing there either? Shady business deals. Shady owner. The owner's got too much power, and this started, Steve Ballmer's part of it, and now apparently Mark Walter, the owner of formerly the Lakers, Chelsea, and the Dodgers is part of it. I don't understand how the MLB might be investigating this, but if he could sign players off of the backs of shady business loans, I don't know what's legal and what's not. I really don't. It doesn't sound legal. People talking about it saying it's not legal. What are we doing? John Heyman, have you said anything about it? John Morosi, have you said anything about it? Nightingale, anything from you? No? Rosenthal, hello? Feinsand, hello? No? Verlander, nothing? Where are all the baseball guys getting to the bottom of this? Shouldn't they be digging through the financial findings? We had some random guy go through this. Shouldn't the reporters get to the bottom of this? Same thing with the NBA. It shouldn't just be Pablo Torre going after the Kawhi thing. Just saying. 888-760-3776. Number to get into the program. That's 888-760-3776. Elizabeth Mente, Colin Russo. Take a time out here. It's Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Banyan Printing, your trusted partner for all your printing and signage needs. With 48 years of local service, over 1,000 customers choose Banyan for fast turnaround, free delivery, consistent results, and market-leading customer service. Banyan's all-in-one solution saves businesses time and resources. From business cards and brochures to direct mail services and signage, they eliminate the hassle of multiple vendors. If you're unsure you're getting the best service or value, visit banyanonline.com or call 561-586-6220.
Tired of being sidelined by a sports injury? Get back in the game with Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Whether you're a professional athlete or even a weekend warrior, you can get back to doing what you love with our compassionate orthopedic team. Experience a new level of care and get back to your best. Welcome to being treated like a pro. Make an appointment today at baptisthealth.net/ortho or call 833-556-6764.
Big summer flavor is waiting at DQ Grill & Chill. Right now, enjoy the perfect $7 meal deal. 3-piece chicken strips, fries, medium drink, and a sundae, all for just $7. And for $2 more, you can upgrade to the new DQ Blizzard of the Month. Nestle Drumstick with peanuts. Bite into choco-covered drumstick pieces, plus peanuts blended into DQ's world-famous soft serve. It's the perfect crunchy and creamy treat all in one. And it's only at DQ Grill & Chill, 4828 Lake Worth Road and US 1 just south of North Lake.
It's the summer sales event with the Ford Crew.
Anna, what says summer to you?
Sunshine, road trips, camping.
And?
Ford being #1 in new vehicle quality among mainstream brands according to J.D. Power.
And?
And low APR offers with Ford credit financing on a select lineup of Ford trucks and SUVs.
My kind of summer.
For APR offer information, visit Ford.com or your local Ford dealer. For J.D. Power 2026 U.S. Initial Quality Study Award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Awards based on 2026 model year.
Let's get back to the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
I find it pretty rich that Vita Vea, who couldn't get out of Tampa fast enough last year, or I guess last 2 weeks, trying to go out west, join one of those Western Coast contenders. All of a sudden gets a $30 million extension with the Bucks, and all of a sudden he's Buck for life. Never wanted to go anywhere. Really? That's negotiations for you. Good for him, I guess. I don't know. Hey, geez, he's making $50 million over the next 2 years, and he's locked down. I had Buccaneers get one done. They're looking at Baker Mayfield next. That's another thing that probably has been a little overblown, is what's going to happen with Mayfield. But in other news from the NFL, big, shocker. We'll never get away from this. A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts having a little bit of a media off on the relationship between the two of them, getting baited into talking about one another, and then who's got a good relationship with who's got a bad relationship with who. That's basically where we're at. And they had their joint practices, which is why this is coming up. And all these teams are fighting left and right, and that's why they're talking about this. The bottom line, the one thing I'll say about the Jalen Hurts thing and the A.J. Brown thing before I move on, is that if there is an Eagle fan out there that is regretting trading him, I don't know what to tell you. This guy was a disaster for you guys. Good on the field for what it's worth for the most time. But the off-the-field stuff with him, get rid of him. It was so obvious that they needed to get him to a different spot so he could be happy and you guys can get away from the crap storm that followed him. I was talking with Theo Dorsey, who's on between 2 and 4 every day for theoretically speaking. And he goes, the Eagles better be right. I go, the Eagles they're fine or left or right here. He could have 2,000 yards next year. The Eagles still made the right decision. He could have 15 touchdowns. He could be Randy Moss for all I care. He was not a fit there culturally. He was probably not a fit there play-wise. So from a perspective of who's right, who's wrong, who won the divorce, who got the most out of the assets, the answer is the team that does better next year. And if you're willing to tell me that you could confidently say it's going to be the Patriots again, the Patriots are better than the Eagles last year with A.J. Brown. Is he going to make that much of a difference? It was the most obvious thing in the world that A.J. Brown needed to move on. Tremendously obvious. Was not worth it. The Eagles could not figure it out with A.J. Brown, so therefore, let the Patriots try. He forced his way out of Tennessee because of unhappy workload and contract disputes. And then all of a sudden, every step of the way in Philadelphia, he was a pain in the ass. Every step of the way. Fine. Go be somebody else's problem. Go be somebody else's problem. And I'm sure he's cool with the players, and I don't think there's anything to take home from that. And I'm sure he's cool with the guys in the team. The bottom line is he is difficult to deal with. He is the classic diva umbrella in the NFL. And there's guys who are quiet and cool. Justin Jefferson, Devontae Smith. Guys who are quiet, you don't hear from them that much. And you get guys who are divas. And he just falls underneath the category of a diva. That's why you can't take these receivers are tough to take. These receivers are tough. And when Evan Cohen joined yesterday with Theo, and he talked about how he'd rather have a great tight end than a great receiver, the answer to that is because tight ends are cheaper. Tell me, if you got a great receiver, you're going to have to pay him $35 million. You're going to have to get him 100-plus receptions per year. And you're going to have to win. So you do all three, and if you get one of the three wrong, he is on the first flight out. He is on the first boat out. He is off the boat with the women and the children while you're stuck with the band of that Titanic. That's how those receivers act. It's tough. It's really tough to take. And I'm a Jags fan, so I got three relatively quiet receivers in Jacoby Myers, Brian Thomas, and Parker Washington, which I'm happy about, and Travis Hunter too. So I'm cool with that. But having a diva receiver, I could not imagine there being a more annoying position group to deal with as an NFL franchise, an NFL fan base, than a unhappy receiver. Stephon Diggs, for the most part, has had a very good career, but he's had moments where he is very unhappy. Odell Beckham Jr., oh my God, did that ever end? That was another rough one. I mean, how often do we get guys like Julio Jones who do their work, have problems there, here and there with contracts, but mostly just do their work, keep quiet. And instead we got A.J. Brown and, guys sitting out the entirety of training camp trying to get a extension 3 years in advance, like Jamar Chase. Guys, a little too much. You got some more preseason action tonight with the Raiders and the Texans. And there's been a big conversation about whether they start Mendoza. If you start Cousins 6 games and you let Mendoza sit for another month and a half, I don't think anybody's complaining. I don't think it's a bad move at all. And if he plays week 1, I don't think it's a bad move at all. Now, traditionally, the last 5 or 10 years with number 1 overall picks, to switch gears for a moment, is number 1 overall picks usually get destroyed, not by the defenses, but by the offensive lines. Bad offensive lines usually lead to bad teams, and then bad teams draft quarterbacks, and then quarterbacks walk into offensive lines that don't know how to protect them. If that's going to be the case with the Raiders, sit him. If they're comfortable that he is going to be able to take less than 55 sacks like every other number 1 overall pick, then play him. I don't know why you wouldn't. Play him. But if he's going to go out there and get destroyed physically, don't bother. Don't bother. Burrow got destroyed. Caleb Williams got destroyed. Lawrence got destroyed. And they dealt with it, but oh my God, guys. Got destroyed. And there's guys who sit. Jordan Love came in. He was pretty immediately successful. Hasn't been great since, but he's pretty immediately successful. Mahomes sat famously. Sometimes guys are ready immediately. Sometimes guys aren't. I don't think you should use tradition's sake to determine what to do with Mendoza. I think it all depends on that offensive line. Can he survive games without getting destroyed? If the answer is yes, I think you play him. But if the answer is he needs a little bit more time processing, just make the game faster for him so he can protect himself, then Kirk Cousins, welcome to the team. And if you're a Raider fan and you're upset by that, I mean, you got to think about long-term here. Unless everybody's under the impression that the Raiders are going to go from worst to first, and all of a sudden they're going to win that godforsaken division with the Chargers, the Broncos, and the Chiefs all looking to, the Chargers and the Chiefs are looking to rebound, and the Broncos are looking to defend, home field through the entirety of the postseason. If that's going to be where we're at, if they think they're going to make the postseason, that's a different conversation. I'm sure the coach will tell you that when you're asked by the media, but I do not think the Raiders' expectation this year is make the postseason. I think their expectation is if there are steps forward, if guys get out of the year healthy, we had a couple good draft picks, and we know exactly what we need to do to elevate this team to a playoff team, caliber team next year, then we're in a great spot. And if they shut me up, and this is a Jaden Daniels situation where the team with the number 2 overall pick can make a run all the way to the NFC Championship game, then I will shut up. But with number 1 overall teams that deserve the pick, that usually doesn't happen. And it's because of the offensive lines. Can they protect him? They gave, $300 million to Tyler Linderbaum. Can they protect Mendoza? The answer is yes, play him. That's the bottom line with that. I don't really think there needs to be a ton of overthinking. If he throws an interception or 2, that's going to happen whether he plays or he doesn't. So he's going to throw interceptions. He's going to have bad plays. He's going to have bad reads. He's going to have bad moments. But if he could stay healthy, I think you play him. Some things you can't control, but you can't control how much times he gets sacked. Let Kirk Cousins take the brunt of that fall. That's what he's there to do. Have Kirk be that shoulder to lean on, and have Kirk be that guinea pig that deals with the first 6 weeks of the year. And they have a hard schedule. The Raiders this year, I don't think the schedule should deter you, but they open with the Dolphins, then they're at Chargers, at Saints, not bad. And then they got the Chiefs at home, at the Patriots, Bills at home, Rams at home. Ugh. That first 7 or 8, not great. And then you get the Jets. Oh, great, an off week. And then after that, at Niners, Seahawks at home, at Broncos. My God. Can't protect him from the world, but you can protect him from his offensive line. Can they protect him? The answer is yes. Fernando, vamos. Get in there. If not, don't play him. Appreciate Elias Bustamante helping us out behind the glass today. No Mike Rizzo today. This has been Colin Russo. If you've missed any of the program, go listen back on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts, all those great places. You can listen in full commercial-free format there. We'll be back at it tomorrow, 4 to 6 p.m. A lot of action to keep in tune on that front. But appreciate everybody tuning in. We'll be back at it tomorrow, same time as always. This has been Colin Russo, Elias Bustamante. It's been Russo and Rizzo right here on ESPN 106.3.
The pink smoke is in the air.
Time for the Inter Miami Herons Report presented by Hard Rock Bet.